So, welcome everybody to this Labham session, which is the 68th edition in the series and 7th webinar, which we started off almost a quarter back. It is only thanks to the lockdown that some good things have also come on board, that we are able to bring you the Labham sessions more number of times than what we used to have physically. But definitely, before we get on to the physical sessions in future, this would be a good initiative with which we can keep meeting and increase our knowledge through the wonderful speakers who keep coming to this platform. Warm welcome to Chairman Sir, to all the COAs, to the election committee members who have joined in today, to the past chairman, to all our sponsors, World Gold Council, and to MCX, without whose support we would not have been able to do these sessions so effectively. Also, a special greeting to Chairman Sir on his birthday, since we can see the banner as well behind.
Oh, I didn't notice it. Okay, go ahead.
We are having the 7th webinar focusing on more of direct taxation today. And we are very, very grateful to have with us Mr. C.A. Rahulji, who we are also known as Sri Venkat Narayan Vedanta. Thanks to him, we were able to get his close associate and very, very senior member from the CA Institute of India, Sri Sanjay Agarwalji, who has also joined us as a speaker today. To welcome to both our speakers today as well for the day. I'll be introducing them later on as we invite them to the platform. Also, a very warm welcome to Shivanshu Mehta ji, head of Bullion from MCX, and to his entire team. Very, very warm welcome to all the participants of the day. Having not missed out anybody, if I have, please pardon me for that. But we would like to have a very interactive session today. And to take forward the discussions ahead, I would like to call upon Anand Padmanabhan sir, our chairman of GJC, to give the inaugural address.
So, Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Very good afternoon to all my friends from the gem and jewelry industry. Mr. Sanjay Agarwal, the senior most CA, Mr. Rahul, Mr. Shivanshu, and all the jewelers from across the country. Welcome to my COAs, my GJC members, ZTM, to all my past chairmen and election committee who have joined today. Today, 2 days back when they fixed the date for 17th, so it was my routine. I just said, okay, let's go ahead. Then my secretary came and said, sir, it's your birthday. How can you give that time to them? It's not like that. But just 2 minutes about me. Always I've been in office, even on the birthdays. Once, I think when I was young, I went and asked my dad, can I go out for a movie with my friends? He said, what is it? Today is a normal day, no, he said. So I didn't even tell him it's my birthday. So from that day, even after my marriage, if it is on a weekday, I've never taken off. Today, once in a while, when my sons come and say, I need an off, dad. So it'll be surprising. First, I didn't understand what they mean. Then I realized, okay, they want to take off from office, which I've never done. At the age of 16, I joined my father. Today, I'm entering 60. So almost 44 years, day and night, have been working. Today, they have restrictions. They come at 10, 10:30. They leave at 6:45, 7. And then Sundays, they don't work. Second Saturdays, they don't work. So it was all new to me when all this system came, because we almost were there in the showroom till the last jewelry went inside the safe. And then we used to lock the showroom and leave home at 9:30, 9:45. The cash may not tally. That will take a longer time when we used to handle cash. But today, everything is computerized. They say, we are leaving, that's it. So it's surprising So even on holidays, we used to work, we used to go to the shop, go through the accounts, tally the accounts and all that. So all these works were there. That is how our generation has been. But today, when you compare with the younger generation, they have a bigger exposure. I do agree they have a bigger exposure when they go abroad and study and they come back. Their confidence level are much more than what I used to have after 10, 15 years. I can see them, the minute they come and join the business, we can see the confidence level on a higher side. Systems are in place. Today we have GST, everything is official. So it's only the finance people who look after. So we don't have much work, and people who are in corporate, the managers takes care, and they just attend the meetings. So when we just went on to the corporate also, it was a little surprising for me when instead of attending the customers first time, we were sitting in the boardroom and discussing with the experts and all that. So that was a transition period. But still, even today, when somebody asks me in an interview, when you said that you're very happy, whether it is with your family or your children or friends, I will always say my happiest moments come when I'm sitting across the counter and chatting with my customers. So that's when I feel very, very happy attending to the customers, talking to them. And that's how my father did. And I completely follow that. Even today, any old customer calling me, I will go sit with them. And even my senior employees who look at me, they'll say, "Sir, we have never seen you so happy. It's so nice to see you interacting with the customers," and maximum energy at that time. So that's where my happiness is, and that's what my father taught me. I've always been in office and would like to continue to be in office for many years. My grandfather attended office till his 81st birthday, and the next day he passed away. Till his last day he was working, and my dad was coming, attending office full day till the lockdown. Only now because of age I'm not allowing him. He's a little upset sometimes that I'm not allowing him to attend the office, but still it goes on. So that's how it's been. So thanks to all my friends who have been wishing me. We are here today. When we talk about the auditor, CA, 20, 25 years when my father was looking into all this, I only seen him doing his own balance sheet, and he will just hand it over to the auditor, and auditor's work was only to go and submit in the IT. That is how he was functioning. Today, most of the people, directors, they don't even know what is in the balance sheet and all that. But he used to sit across, finish everything, and hand it over to the auditor. And auditor's job was only a postman job. We'll go and submit it. And the amount of taxes that he would have paid, if you would have had a sat with a good auditor and done all the work that has to be, where all advantages could be taken, he would have had many more properties. But to him, he's very happy, satisfied person. And till last minute, he was paying maximum taxes at that time. In the 80s and 90s, that's when a lot of people have earned a lot of money, but not much of taxes were paid because that's how the accounts were taken care of. But still, it was very different story. And we still continue the same way. Not much we have been doing, and whatever it is, we try to pay maximum. That's the best way, because today in the session, you can hear what it is. Today, we are under GST regime, and whatever you get earnings, see whatever best can be done, do your expenses and pay your taxes and be happy. Today, when there is an IT survey or an income tax raid, the hassles are too much. I don't want to go full detail. Most of the people who have faced very difficult. Today, it's like a terror, we have only heard about ED raids and all that, where it will be very strict. But today, in my experience, I will share 2016 when we had an income tax raid. It was worse than an ED raid. That is how they are behaving. They have a different tactics now. They think that when you threaten them, the more you threaten, the more the disclosure will be. That's a very bad thing. We don't know how to approach them, and to see, they have to. See, the problem is we pay so much of income taxes. The taxes, so much of taxes we pay across. But when it comes to a ride, the way they treat you, they think 99 rupees we have hidden and we have paid only 1 rupee. But most of the taxes are coming from the industry. Maximum we are paying, we are collecting GST. See, there may be 2, 3 bad elements. You cannot consider everybody the same. We all have been honest, paying GST, collecting the GST, paying the GST, then out of the profits paying income tax, and everywhere we have been paying taxes, but we are not getting the treatment. See, the government is also not treating the way we are supposed to be treated. See, when I go to an income tax office and sit outside at 2:30, I'm a diabetic. I need food, or I need some coffee or anything. See, they should treat us like VVIPs. They should make us sit in the richest sofa. They should give us water. They should give us quickie. I mean, everything. That's how they should treat that. See, the trend has to change, but they are not doing all that. There is not even water is available in the income tax office. When you are paying crores and crores of taxes, you don't get a good coffee and tea. Finally, after 1.5 to 2 hours, when you go to the officer's table, he says, will you have some tea? And that tea, if you taste it, you will forget about tea in your life. That is how it is. So the treatment has to change. We need to bring a change. There is no point. You need to treat the taxpayers the way they has to be treated. They're not being treated properly. When they come for a ride, what is this? How they treat? Are we robbers? People run away and people are looting in corruption, so much of money. But when it comes to income tax rate, we are not given the treatment that we are supposed to be treated. You take our phones, you switch off, you disconnect everything. We don't mind, but the way it has to be treated, that treatment has to be changed. I think we also need to discuss how to approach the government, the treatment to change. See, that if we stop paying taxes to the government, what will happen to the government? Today, farmers are doing it. Why not taxpayers do it? One day we decide, okay, March 30th, nobody in India is going to pay taxes. What will be the fate of the country? Because there is no unity. We're all from different fields, different businesses. That unity we are not having. Today, look at the farmers. They're all together. Politicians are behind them. We don't get any politician because most of us don't vote also. So it has to start from the base. Everybody have to vote. Everybody have to go and talk to them. We have to represent. Maybe next time, I would like to suggest to the new chairman that the way they treat the people has to differ. It should be like a 5-star hotel income tax office. You're getting crores and crores of taxes, and how can you treat people like that? Auditors also has to be treated well. So I think I'm going into the lectures rather than giving them the opportunity. It's okay. I just got carried away. So I shared my experiences. So nice to be here today, sharing my experience also to most of you. And Vishal, let's take it forward.
Thank you, Chairman. Though on the personal front also, I think there was a message in what the story you mentioned about the family. So hard work, I think, is the essence in everything that we do, is what we learned from that message. And definitely, I think we all can continue to do our hard work even on the best of the days like these.
Yeah.
Definitely, I think it's a long way to go. I mean, in our country, we definitely need the taxpayers to get more than what they have been getting. So that's the second message, and I'm sure we will get to hear some more speakers talk about it during the day as well when we talk about the Vivad Se Vishwas Scheme, which is being presented today by Sanjay Agarwal ji. But just to explain the flow of the program, before we call upon Sanjay Agarwal ji, we will have a brief presentation by Shivanshu Mehta ji and followed by Amarpal Singh ji from MCX. They will be talking about the risk management via MCX Gold and the silver derivatives. And following that presentation, we will come to the important topic of the day, Vivad Se Vishwas, which we will probably be having for an hour's time, which will be followed by a session by Venkat Narayan Vedanta, Chartered Accountant, who will be taking questions and he will be asking basic things about issues related to income tax and GST matters. So anybody has any queries, they can right away be prepared to ask their questions and we can dwell upon them and we can answer some of those queries. And then thereafter, we will be having at the end an interactive session and a word of thanks at the end. So now I'd like to call upon our sponsor, MCX. I have the pleasure in calling over here Shri Shivanshu Mehta ji. Shivanshu Mehta ji has been the head of Bullion at MCX and he holds the key portfolio of precious metal businesses at India's #1 commodity exchange, which has commanded over 99% market share and witnessed turnover of more than 19,000 crore per day, which is still year to date 2021. Over the years, he has enriched market space with new and innovative products. To his recent credit, he has successfully launched the world's first ever deliverable 1 gram gold contract, gold petal futures, and this product has been a record success. He has over 20 years of experience in commodity markets, specifically non-ferrous and precious metals, and he has spent a long number of years with Aditya Birla Group in Hindalco, which is a global name in the non-ferrous metals, and currently, of course, with MCX, he's building a strong relationships with the bullion and jewelry value chain. Shivanshu ji, over to you for your address.
Yeah, just a minute, Shivanshu ji.
Sure.
Yeah, I would like to thank MCX and World Gold Council for sponsoring this event continuously. So thank you very much for this, and a long way to go in the months to come. Thank you very much. Go ahead, Shivanshu ji.
Thank you, sir. I think firstly, I would like to thank GJC for providing us this opportunity always. It's always very important to stay in touch with the physical industries that a commodity exchange like us represents, because ultimately our endeavor is to create products and ensure that the jewelers fraternity, members of GJC, like the members of GJC are, they should benefit from the exchange ecosystem and the exchange liquidity and depth which is available, and the exchange prices. So essentially, firstly, I would definitely take a page from what Babu sir has just mentioned, that hard work and customer focus is something which is very, very important. And before I begin, I also heartily welcome Shri Venkat Vedantam ji and Shri Sanjay Kumar Agarwal ji, my co-panelists. And thanks Vishal for the elaborate introduction. So I think jewelers today, a lot of them are already using the exchange ecosystem to manage the price risk, to immunize their business model from the change in gold and silver prices, which takes place, and in order to protect their conversion margin, which is for the fabrication of jewelry, from the volatility or the fluctuation in prices, which in fact has been seen in a heightened way since the period of lockdown began in March, as we saw gold and silver as an asset class come back into flavor, and the accompanying price movements and volatility that it carried. Now, the exchange prices are essentially covering all the three areas of risk which a jeweler is exposed to. Number one is the gold and silver price risk, international price risk. Number two is the currency or the exchange rate fluctuations, the USD INR. Number three, and very important, is that the exchange has a custom duty paid price. So therefore, the duty which gets notified twice a month and changes, it automatically reflects in the MCX prices, thereby providing this three-way risk management cover which jewelers must undertake. And the awareness about this can only improve. It is there. We have a lot of listed jewelers, bigger, smaller, medium-sized jewelers from cities, towns, and talukas across the country, but nowhere near a maximum or optimal presence, and which is why we like to take these forums and spread this awareness. The exchange can also be used to offer flexible pricing mechanisms to your customers by using innovative products like put options, wherein not only are you using your capital very, very efficiently, you are not blocking your capital, you're protecting the adverse price movement risk and remaining open to positive price movement in your favor. So such idyllic products should be used more and more by jewelers. And lastly, the section 43/5 of the Income Tax Act is very important. We have two knowledgeable CAs here who can guide us further on it, but the business income or loss from the physical side can be offset against the derivatives positions profit or loss by physical players, and soft set is something very, very significant and important for our jeweler fraternity. So this is something I wanted to highlight. And now I will request my colleague, Mr. Amarpal Singh, to take us through a very brief presentation, which will highlight the mechanism and the benefit, how it benefits the jewelers. Thank you.
Thank you, Shivanshu sir. Am I audible, Vishal ji? Vishal ji, am I audible? Yeah, yeah.
Yes, you are very much audible.
Friends, I
Very
will
good.
go through the entire PPT of Bullion. So you can see how we have achieved. हमारा जो टर्नओवर हुआ है अप्रोक्सीमेटली 50,226 करोड़ के आसपास हमारा हाई गया था बुलियन का टर्नओवर अक्रॉस ऑल सेगमेंट्स अप्रोक्सीमेटली ये 7-year हाई है और जुलाई 28 को हुआ है. सो सिमिलर बेसिस पे हमारा जो सिल्वर में इस टाइम सितंबर में काफी अच्छा जो कैलेंडर काफी अच्छा स्पॉट एंड फ्यूचर आर्बिट्राज अपॉर्चुनिटी था जिसमें आप सितंबर में डिलीवरी लेके दिसंबर में बेच सकते थे. सो अप्रोक्सीमेटली 16 से 18% रिटर्न उसमें आ रहा था. सो इसमें आप देख सकते हैं हमारा हाईएस्ट डिलीवरी हुआ है 140 टन, सेकंड हाईएस्ट, पोस्ट सीटीटी हाईएस्ट, एंड अप्रोक्सीमेटली सिल्वर मिनी में हमारा 8.5 टन के आसपास हुआ है. सिल्वर मिनी जो कि 5 किलो का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है, सिल्वर 1 kg जो कि है उसमें हमारा 4 टन के आसपास हुआ है, और सिमिलरली सिल्वर 30 kg में अराउंड 127 टन के आसपास हुआ है. तो टोटल मिला के 147 टन के आसपास हुआ है. Similarly दोस्तों we have all the contracts do we have मतलब क्या मेरे पास what denomination are available for hedging in gold and silver at MCX. मेरे पास क्या क्या कितने तरीके के कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स अवेलेबल हैं. यस मेरे पास 4 कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स है गोल्ड में और 3 कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स है सिल्वर में. सिमिलरली दोस्तों गोल्ड का जो 10 ग्राम का प्राइस कोटेशन है 100 ग्राम और इसका 1 kg का, और दोनों में ₹1 ₹100 हार जीते किलो में, और मिनी में ₹1 हार जीते. सिमिलरली गिनी में हमारा जो 8 ग्राम का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है, पेटल हमारा 1 ग्राम का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है. सिमिलरली दोस्तों प्राइस कोटेशन 8 ग्राम है, इसमें प्राइस कोटेशन 1 ग्राम है. दोनों में टिक साइज जो है जो 1 रुपी है, 1 रुपी पे ₹1 हार जीते. सिमिलरली सिल्वर का आप देख सकते हैं, सिल्वर में हमारे 3 कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है 30 kg, 5 kg एंड 1 kg. सो तीनों कॉन्ट्रैक्ट का जो प्राइस कोट आता है वो 1 kg का आता है. अप्रोक्सीमेटली 65,000 अगर प्राइस चल रहा है तो ₹1 पे आपका ₹30 हार जीते. बड़े वाले कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में 30 kg में 5 kg में ₹5 का हार जीते, और 1 kg में आपका ₹1 की हार जीत है. सिमिलरली दोस्तों जो इनिशियल मार्जिन है, मुझे कितना पैसा भरना पड़ रहा है, मुझे सोना और चांदी में एमसीएक्स में हेज करना है तो मुझे कितना मार्जिन पे करना पड़ रहा है दोस्तों. सो 1 किलो के गोल्ड में अगर आप मैं 6% का बेस मार्जिन पकड़ता हूं तो अप्रोक्सीमेटली आपका 3 लाख के आसपास आपको पैसा भरना है. आप फ्यूचर्स कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है एमसीएक्स का, आप लेके भी बेच सकते हैं, बेच के भी ले सकते हैं. तो लेकिन लेते वक्त कितना मार्जिन लगता है, अप्रोक्सीमेटली 6% मार्जिन लगता है. और सिमिलर बेसिस पे आपका चांदी में आपका 10% मार्जिन लगता है. अगर 18 लाख का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है चांदी का, 18 से 20 लाख के बीच में अगर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट वैल्यू आती है चांदी की, 65,000 का भाव लेते हैं तो अप्रोक्सीमेटली 2 लाख रुपया मुझे चांदी में आपको मार्जिन देना पड़ता है 30 किलो की कॉन्ट्रैक्ट के लिए. सिमिलरली गोल्ड के 1 किलो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में मुझे 3 लाख रुपया देना पड़ता है ऐसे मार्जिन, और प्लस मार्क टू मार्केट सेपरेट देना पड़ता है. मार्क टू मार्केट माने अगर आपकी पोजीशन आपके फेवर में है तो आपको प्रॉफिट आएगा, अगर पोजीशन आपके अनफेवर में है तो डेली मार्क टू मार्केट ऐसे लॉस आपको चुकाना है along with the margin. So in short हमारे में एमसीएक्स में अगर आप कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में फ्यूचर्स कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में अगर आप पोजीशन बना रहे हैं आइदर बाई साइड और सेल साइड, आप बाई करके भी सेल कर सकते हैं, सेल करके भी बाई कर सकते हैं. तो उसमें जो आपको मार्जिन देनी पड़ती है, जो मार्जिन कितनी है, सोने में 6% है, चांदी में 10% है अक्रॉस ऑल दी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स. प्लस स्पैन मार्जिन, अगर वोलेटिलिटी ज्यादा है तो मार्जिन बढ़कर आएगी. सो ये आपको ध्यान में रखना है. Similarly, दोस्तों hedging, what is hedging? Establishing a position in derivatives market in order to mitigate the price risk arising in the physical market. What is hedging? मतलब hedging क्या है दोस्तों? hedging जो होता है 2 तरीके का होता है, या तो आप लॉन्ग हेज करते हो या तो आप शॉर्ट हेज करते हो. लॉन्ग हेज जब करते हो जब आपका स्टॉक डिप्लीट हो जाता है, जब आपको 10 दिन बाद या 15 दिन बाद माल चाहिए, आज आपके पास पूरे पैसे नहीं है तो आप एमसीएक्स में एक बार के लिए लॉन्ग हेज करते हो, क्योंकि आपको प्राइस अच्छा लग रहा है तो आपको प्राइस लॉक इन करना है तो आप हेज करके आप लॉन्ग हेज कर सकते हो. सिमिलरली आपके पास इन्वेंट्री पड़ी है 51,000 के भाव में और आपको 51,000 के भाव में इन्वेंट्री पड़ी है, भाव 52,000 हो गया, 53,000 हो गया, 55,000 हो गया भाव। सो आपको फर्क नहीं पड़ता, आपको हेजिंग की जरूरत नहीं है, लेकिन हमें नहीं पता प्राइस किस तरफ जाएगा। सो सिमिलरली अगर भाव नीचे आ गया तो हमें, हमारी इन्वेंट्री 51,000 में पड़ी है और भाव नीचे आ गया 50,000, 48,000 के आसपास आ गया तो हमें नुकसान होगा। तो वो नुकसान से बचने के लिए हमें एमसीएक्स में हम उसको शॉर्ट करेंगे, एमसीएक्स की पोजीशन हम फ्यूचर्स की शॉर्ट करेंगे तो हम उसको शॉर्टेज कहते हैं। सिमिलर बेसिस पे दोस्तों ये एग्जांपल, वेरी प्रैक्टिकल एग्जांपल आपका ये इसमें आप देख सकते हैं कि मान लीजिए एक कस्टमर आता है आपके दुकान पे, वो बोलता है मुझे आई वांट टू बाई, मुझे 1 kg का गोल्ड लेना है और मैं 20 दिन बाद आके मैं लेकर जाऊंगा। तो ऐसे ज्वेलर में क्या स्ट्रेटजी इस्तेमाल करूं? कस्टमर आता है, बोलता है, आपको टोकन दे के जाता है, 51 लाख का वैल्यू है उसका ज्वेलरी का, आपके पास आता है, बोलता है ये लीजिए 5 लाख रुपए और मुझे 20 दिन बाद मेरा प्रोडक्ट चाहिए, और ये मेरा आज का भाव 51,000, मुझे 51,000 के भाव में ही मुझे 20 दिन बाद मुझे मेरा ज्वेलरी चाहिए। तो आपको पता है ज्वेलर को कि भैया 7 दिन का साइकिल है और 20 दिन बाद इसको चाहिए, तो 13 दिन का 13 दिन के लिए मैं पूरा मेरा 1 kg जो बार है वो उसकी कीमत होती है 51 लाख। 13 दिन के लिए मैं पूरा 51 लाख क्यों ब्लॉक करूं? उसकी जगह पे मैं एमसीएक्स में बाई कर दूंगा, एमसीएक्स में एक फ्यूचर्स पोजीशन लॉन्ग कर दूंगा। उससे मेरा सिर्फ जहां पर मेरा 51 लाख लग रहा है एमसीएक्स में, जैसा कि मैंने बताया 1 किलो पे आपका 3 लाख रुपए मार्जिन रखे आपका एक बार के लिए एमसीएक्स में बाय हो गया। अच्छा, एमसीएक्स में और फ्यूचर्स में जैसा कि आप देख सकते हैं, एमसीएक्स का प्राइस है गोल्ड का 50,800 और आपका फिजिकल में 1 kg बार का भाव है 51,000, माने 51,000 माने 200 रुपया महंगा है आपका फिजिकल का, एमसीएक्स 200 रुपया सस्ता है, तो इमीडिएटली आपने गोल्ड ले लिया। अब दो ही सिनेरियो होगा दोस्तों, या तो भाव तेज होगा या तो भाव मंदा होगा, इसमें और उसके अलावा और कुछ हो नहीं सकता है। सो आपको पता है, तो पहला सिनेरियो में लेता हूं, भाव नीचे चला गया। सो आपने पहले दिन जब 51,000 चल रहा था भाव सोने का, वहां पर आपने 1 kg का बार नहीं खरीदा, उसकी जगह पे आपने एमसीएक्स खरीदा, एमसीएक्स आपने 50-800 में खरीदा, और बाद में जब ज्वेलरी खरीदने का समय आया तब आपने एमसीएक्स फिर से बाय कर लिया, एमसीएक्स की ट्रांजेक्शन क्लोज कर दी, तो आपको एमसीएक्स पे नुकसान हो गया 400 रुपया। सिमिलरली दोस्तों, जहां पर आप 51,000 में खरीद रहे थे आपकी 1 kg का बार, वही आप 50,600 में खरीद रहे हो, तो आपको फिजिकल में फायदा हो गया। सो एमसीएक्स का पर्पस क्या है? एमसीएक्स का पर्पस है कि आपको प्राइस फ्लक्चुएशन से बचाना। तो आपने आपने इसमें क्या हुआ, आपको फिजिकल में फायदा हुआ, एमसीएक्स में नुकसान हुआ। फ्यूचर्स का जो प्राइस हमने एमसीएक्स में 50-800 में लिया है, अभी भाव गया 51,200, मुझे 400 रुपए का मुनाफा हुआ एमसीएक्स में। सिमिलरली अब जो पहले दिन मुझे 51,000 में 1 kg बार खरीदना था, अभी मुझे 51,400 में खरीदना पड़ रहा है, तो मुझे फिजिकल में नुकसान हुआ, हजार में मेरा 400 रुपये नुकसान हुआ, और वहीं पर मुझे एमसीएक्स में 400 फायदा हुआ, तो मेरा जीरो इफेक्ट हुआ। सो ये आप ऐसे हेजिंग का इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं। जब मैं बोलता हूँ एमसीएक्स में आपका ऐसे करेंगे, सो आपको ये कंप्लीटली आपका प्राइस के सामने हेजिंग होगा। ये होगी आपकी बाई साइड की हेजिंग। सिमिलरली दोस्तों, अभी काफी सारे ज्वेलर्स इनोवेटिव आइडिया यूज करते हैं। सो जैसा कि हॉल मार्किंग प्राइस और काफी सारा कुछ इनोवेटिव आइडिया यूज करते हैं, तो व्हाई नॉट कि भाई मान लीजिए दिवाली है, वो 1 महीने बाद आवे, तो दिवाली के दिन आएगा, बुकिंग करेगा, टोकन दे देगा और उसको बोल देगा भाई साहब आज से लेके 1 महीने बाद दिवाली है मान लीजिए, तो 25 दिन के अंदर जो भी लोवेस्ट भाव रहेगा उस भाव से मैं आपको आपकी ज्वेलरी भी दे दूंगा और भाव भी आपका लोवेस्ट रहेगा, दोनों में से एक। तो क्या मैं ऐसा इनोवेटिव आइडिया यूज कर सकता हूँ? यस, आप यूज कर सकते हैं। जैसे ही आपके पास 51,000 में वो क्लाइंट आया, आपको पता है भाव चल रहा है 51,000 का भाव चल रहा है आपका गोल्ड का, और आपको क्लाइंट आके आपको टोकन मनी दे गया, तो तुरंत आपने एमसीएक्स में पुट खरीद लिया। पुट खरीदा माने एमसीएक्स में आपने पुट खरीदा माने आपने मंदी खरीदी, और पुट बेचा माने आपने तेजी की, कॉल खरीदा माने तेजी की, कॉल बेचा माने आपने मंदी की। सिमिलरली पुट खरीदा माने आपने मंदी का एक आपने हेज कर लिया, नीचे की तरफ का प्रोटेक्शन ले लिया, डाउनसाइड प्रोटेक्शन ले लिया। सिमिलरली दोस्तों, आपने देखा करंट भाव था 51,000 का भाव, आपने उससे टोकन ले लिया, आपने बोला अच्छा मैंने आपके नाम पे बुक कर दी। जैसे ही आपके पास 51,000 का भाव चल रहा है, आपने उसको दे दिया टोकन करके उसको बता दिया। तो सिमिलरली एमसीएक्स में 51,000 का पुट आपने खरीद लिया। कितने में खरीदा? 510 रुपए, माने 1% आपने प्रीमियम देके पुट खरीद लिया। अब 20 दिन बाद दो ही सिनेरियो होगा दोस्तों, भाव या तो ऊंचा होगा या तो भाव नीचा होगा। मान लीजिए 51,000 के भाव में आपने उनको कमिटमेंट दे दिया कि मैं लोवेस्ट ऑफ द भाव दूंगा आपको एक महीने में 20 दिन में जितना भी लोवेस्ट होगा। सो भाव पहले सिनेरियो में भाव ऊंचा हो गया 52,000 का। अब आपने क्लाइंट को बोला था भाई 20 दिन में जो भी हाईएस्ट भाव होगा, तो अब आ गया 52,000। अब आपको क्लाइंट को बोला था मैं 51,000 में दूंगा, तो आपको 51,000 में देना पड़ेगा, तो आपको 51,000 में आपने उसको दी, लेकिन आपको कोई उसमें नुकसान ही नहीं है कि भाव ऊपर चला गया। लेकिन आपको नुकसान होगा सिर्फ जो कि आपने पुट का प्रीमियम दिया है जो कि 510%, और ये मान लीजिए 1% का आपका नुकसान हुआ क्योंकि आपने एमसीएक्स में प्रीमियम देके आपने पुट खरीदा था, लेकिन ज्वेलर की जो मार्जिन है वो 8 से लेके 15% के बीच में मार्जिन है, तो 1% अगर आपका इन्वेंट्री हेज करने में या आपको ये प्राइसिंग देने में चला गया तो उसमें कोई बड़ी दिक्कत नहीं है। सिमिलरली दोस्तों, अगर दिवाली का भाव में अगर भाव नीचे की तरफ आ गया 50,000 का, तो उसमें जैसा कि आपने क्लाइंट को प्रॉमिस किया है तो आपको 50,000 में आपको उसको देनी पड़ेगी ज्वेलरी, और लेकिन आपने सामने 51,000 के में आपने 510 रुपया देख के आपने पुट खरीदा था, तो 51,000 माइनस 50,000 माने 1,000 रुपए का आपका प्रॉफिट हुआ। उसके सामने आपने 510 रुपए का आपने प्रीमियम दिया था, सो 1,000 माइनस 510, सो आपको 490 रुपए का मुनाफा हो गया। तो ये आप एक छोटे से ब्रीफ में जल्दी से देख लेंगे कि ये आपका जैसे इन्वेंट्री हेज होता है दोस्तों, ये 51,000 में ये आपको समझ में आता है कि फिजिकल में मेरे 51,000 में इन्वेंट्री पड़ी है, ऊपर जाएगा तो आपको फायदा होता रहेगा 100 200 500 रुपया 700 51 700 में 700 रुपया फायदा होगा, ये आपकी फिजिकल वाली बात होगी। सिमिलरली आपने पुट खरीदा है माने आपने नीचे का प्रोटेक्शन लिया है दोस्तों, माने जितना वो नीचे जाते जाएगा उतना आपको प्रॉफिट आता जाएगा ऑप्शंस में, और सामने जितना आपको नुकसान हो रहा है फिजिकल स्टॉक में वो आपका फोरफिट होगा। यहाँ पे नेट प्रॉफिट लॉस में आपको जितना नुकसान होता जाएगा सामने आपका ऑप्शंस का प्रीमियम बढ़ता जाएगा, साथ में आपको यहाँ पे फोरफिट होके ये जो आपको बता रहे हैं ये आपका ब्रेक इवन है। 510 रुपये आपने दिया है, तो जैसे ही वो 500 के नीचे जाना चालू है वैसे आपको प्रॉफिट आना चालू हो जाएगा। सो आपको नेट इफेक्ट जो है 510 रुपया मिलता है नीचे की तरफ। और सिमिलरली दोस्तों, जैसा कि ये ऊपर आना चालू होगा तो आपको ये जो आपका होगा इसमें आपको 700 रुपये का फायदा होगा। सिमिलरली आपको मैक्सिमम जो लॉस है अगर अनफेवर चला गया तो आपको 500 रुपये माने 1% आपका मैक्सिमम लॉस है। और इसी के साथ दोस्तों जो डिलीवरी विद इन 2 मिनट्स आई विल फिनिश माय दिस थिंग पीपीटी। जैसा कि आप देख सकते हैं कि एमसीएक्स में लोगों को लगता है कि ओनली फ्यूचर से ओनली हेजिंग है। नो, एमसीएक्स में डिलीवरी भी होता है, बहुत अच्छी डिलीवरी होती है। ये आप देख सकते हैं डिलीवरी जब से लेके एमसीएक्स स्टार्ट हुआ था 2004 से लेके 2020 तक हमारी 118 मेट्रिक टन की गोल्ड में हुई है हर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट से लेके अब तक, और 3720 मेट्रिक टन सिल्वर में हुई है, और हाईएस्ट जो डिलीवरी सिंगल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट की जो हुई है वो अगस्त में हुई है 5.2 टन के आसपास, और चांदी के हमने देखा 140 टन के आसपास हुई है। सिमिलरली दोस्तों, जैसा कि राकर जी बता रहे थे स्टार्टिंग में कि हमने एक न्यूली डिजाइन 1 ग्राम कॉन्ट्रैक्ट को हमें कंपलसरी डिलीवरी किया है, तो उसके बाद आप देख सकते हैं डिलीवरी नंबर्स हमारा 29.23 केजीज माने 29,231 कॉइन हमारे अक्टूबर 2019 से लेके अब तक हमारे डिलीवरेबल हो चुके हैं। सिमिलरली सिल्वर 1 केजी में भी हमारा अप्रोक्सीमेटली 12 टन के आसपास काम हुआ है, सिल्वर 5 केजी में अप्रोक्सीमेटली 18 टन के आसपास काम हुआ है। और दोस्तों स्पेसिफिकेशन की हम बात करें तो गोल्ड और गोल्ड मिनी में 995 प्योरिटी है, जो स्क्रीन पे भाव दिख रहा है एमसीएस का वो 995 का है। और सिमिलरली गोल्ड एंड गोल्ड पेटल जो 8 ग्राम और 1 ग्राम का उसका 999 प्योरिटी है। सिल्वर में हमारा 999 फाइनेंस है, और सारा जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है हमारे एलबी में अप्रूव्ड रिफाइनर्स के कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है। सिमिलरली दोस्तों, आपको जो ये बेनिफिट मिलता है इनकम टैक्स आईटी सेक्शन आईटी 43.5, जिसमें आपका जो हेजर्स का स्पेकुलेटिव गेन टैक्स में नहीं गिना जाता है, स्पेकुलेटिव इनकम नहीं दिखानी पड़ती हेजर्स को। अभी सेक्शन आईटी 43.5 नाम का एक सेक्शन है जिसमें आपको मान लीजिए ज्वेलरी फर्म में आपको प्रॉफिट हुआ और एमसीएक्स में मान लीजिए नुकसान हुआ तो आपको बिजनेस इनकम में सेट ऑफ मिलेगा। ये सेक्शन आईटी 43 आप अपने सीए से एक बार आराम से रिकन्फर्म कर सकते हैं। और दोस्तों, अकाउंट ओपन करने के लिए आप अपने ज्वेलर क्लाइंट है वो हमारे 650 प्लस मेंबर से अक्रॉस इंडिया, तो वो अकाउंट खाता ओपन करता है, मेंबर के यहाँ सौदा डालता है, मेंबर का सौदा एमसीएक्स में आता है। तो आइडियली क्लाइंट खाता खोलेगा एमसीएक्स के मेंबर के ऊपर, मेंबर का डायरेक्ट जो सौदा एग्जीक्यूट होगा वहां पे सौदा करेगा, वो सौदा डायरेक्ट एमसीएक्स के सर्वर में हिट होगा। सो ऐसा 650 प्लस मेंबर से आप जहां मर्जी आप खाता खुलवा सकते हैं। और सिमिलरली दोस्तों, एनी क्वेश्चंस एनी क्वेरीज है आपको ये पीपीटी चाहिए, एनी क्वेरीज रिलेटेड टू डिलीवरी, रिलेटेड टू हेजिंग, कुछ भी चाहिए तो हमारा एक ईमेल आईडी आप प्लीज नोट डाउन कर लीजिए, pmtbullion@m6india.com। ओवर टू संजय जी।
Hello.
ओवर टू संजय जी।
Over to me. Okay.
Thank you so much for the presentation.
Hello.
Thank you for that elaborate presentation, Shivanshu ji and Varpal ji. It was a great learning for all the participants, I'm sure. If anybody has any queries, I think you can even post the presentations across in the chat box, and maybe at the end of the discussion sessions, we will take some questions as well. Not wanting to take more time further, I would now like to get on to the discussions for what we have been waiting for, the Vivad Se Vishwas Scheme for which we have invited Shri Sanjay Agarwal ji, who is joining us from Delhi today. Just would like to brief a bit about the members who are already aware. This scheme is an attempt of Government of India to put an end to all the pending direct tax disputes. काफी बार इसका एक्सटेंशन भी हुआ है और एक्सटेंशन जो है हम सबको पता है 31 दिसंबर तक लास्ट वैलिड था. अभी ट्यूसडे को एक और अनाउंसमेंट भी इसके बारे में कुछ हुई है जो मैं चाहूंगा संजय अग्रवाल जी ही सबको ब्रीफ करेंगे. But there has been a third extension also which has happened. But surely this seems to be one of the last extensions which would be possible. And before I call upon him, it's a very, very brief, elaborate profile of Mr. Sanjay Kumar Agarwal ji. And I would like to inform all members that consequent to the election of the Central Council, which was first held in 2010 and the re-election held in 2013 and 16, Agarwal ji had the opportunity of serving the various standing, non-standing and other committees of the Standing Council with which he is associated with. This is apart from him being a partner with the Agarwal, Sanjay and Associates, and he has served on many, many committees of the CA Institute, both standing, non-standing, others which were constituted since 2010 and 11, and in some of the committees in the capacity of chairman and in some as vice chairman. And he has also served as member in various other committees. Some of the committees he has represented in the past include the Research Committee and Taxation Audit Quality Review Board. He has also chaired the Corporate Laws and Corporate Governance Committee and the Direct Tax Committee in 2017 and 18. He's also been the Vice Chairman of Committee on Economic, Commercial Laws and Economic Advisory and was also the Vice Chairman of Direct Tax Committee in 15 and 16. He's also been the Northern India Regional Committee member of ICAI between 2004 to 2007, executive member in 2005 to 6, and the treasurer in 2006 and 7. So we are very, very glad that we have a very eminent personality joining us today and briefing us about the Vivad Se Vishwas scheme. And please take advantage of whatever queries you have following his address and presentation. Over to you, Sanjay.
Thank you, Vishal ji. First of all, I am thankful to GJC for allowing me and giving the opportunity for interaction amongst yourself. You see, whenever any speaker comes, the first endeavor is to look into this, that participants should get the answer of their queries. So that will be my, you can say, endeavor, that I should give the answer to each of your queries. Padmanabhan sir, chairman of the GJC, what I came to know that lecture is being fixed when you have a code of conduct, and a lot of people will not be able to join in picture because you have a code of conduct. So I'm glad to know that yes, in the your jewelry council also you have code of conduct, and that too so strict. And when the election committee is on the screen watching me also, that I should also not violate anything. Let me tell you, I have no interest at all. My disclaimer is this: I have no interest in any of the jewelry business. I am a pure professional business. Now, friends, I've been told that few of the members would like to see that I should speak in Hindi also, and wherever you are not in a position to get in Hindi, if I am speaking, you want that should be translated into English, I can give you that in English also. How I will proceed with, the first is I will focus on where the jewelers can use this facility of Vivad Se Vishwas, which is there in the domain till 31st of December. And what are the circumstances in which the decision should be in favor of utilizing this Vivad Se Vishwas, and whatever the circumstances wherein you can contest your cases in the future, especially in the cases which are because of the demonetization. Sir, Chairman sir has said in the beginning that, look, the treatment to the taxpayer are not as what is expected from a taxpayer. Yes, you are absolutely right. But let me tell you, few of the development which has taken place in last 2-3 months, though some of the things they have started in the last year, but technically those were not the actual the reforms which the government wanted to bring. Now, the present reform of the government which has been brought is about the faceless assessment and also the faceless appeal. So, except in the cases those who are searched and you are subject to search assessment, or those who are doing some international taxes, international business, there only now the physical hearing is there. For all other cases, you do not have to go to the income tax department at all. Now the entire practice area of the professional has changed. Now, last, you can say 2.5 months, I have not gone to any income tax office for any work. So question of waiting, question of offering any tea, etc., it has gone virtual. Like today, you are virtual. The time is changing. So only in the search cases. So far as GST is concerned, I have been told, because I'm also in the one of some of the committees there, where the similar faceless scheme is also being brought now in a next 1 year or two in the GST also. Nobody has to go. The only thing is this: two powers will be available to the government regarding the when they come to you for unearthing something. So if you are honest and if you have all these things, because my basic you see you can see when I speak in the my fraternity, people know me by raid expert. So I deal last you can say 30 years. I have dealt only in such cases, and the all these difficulties what you get while facing such problems, now that can be reduced, that can be also avoided, because these they never come without any information. They cannot come. Our survey, etc., earlier they were doing. Now the survey also, to your information, is now restricted. Earlier, your own assessing officer can come to any of the assessee for doing the survey. Now the survey is also restricted. The only survey can be conducted by the investigation wing. The person, those who can search, now they can do survey. So no other person can come and they can enter into the premises of any businessman so far as search and seizure or survey is concerned. So these are the few things which I must mention, that the government is looking into the how it will be successful, how much it will be successful, the time will tell, because once you are in face to face, because for example in the shop you said that your customer when they come and talk to you, they have a lot of other things to share with you. But when you go to the income tax department, you have a lot of other things to share with you. But now when you are in faceless, then there is no question of any sentiments, since the government wanted to reduce all those allegations of you can say corruption. So that is why they have brought this. Sir, I have got a presentation. I am screen sharing is allowed to me.
Yes, Vishal, do the needful.
रोक सकते हैं. मेरी presentation कोई बहुत ज़्यादा important नहीं है, and I can share it at any time. You can have the copy. So, friends, Vivad Se Vishwas a scheme which has been brought by way of enactment on 17th March. Earlier, as Vishalji has also said, it is being extended from time to time because of the corona. Now, at present, one can file all your declaration up to 31st December. So, the last day is 31st December as on today. I do not know anything about any extension which may come in next couple of week, but let me tell you, presently it is 31st December only. So some of the disclaimer which we normally make, it's only for the purpose of just you can say presentation. Let me tell you, friends, the lot of cases which we are handling and which are there in the jewelry domain, jewelry business domain, was in relation to the, you can say, about the operation clean, which the government was taking in their assessments. And especially in the cases of the demonetization time, what has happened that lot of people, not only jewelers, but all other business, they have deposited cash in the bank account. And as such, in order to have a check on all such cases, the income tax department have issued certain standard operating practices. Now, all such cases which have been fixed, a lot of people have been searched because of the demonetization, cashes has been deposited in the bank account. Let me tell you, in all such cases, the taxes which have been levied, they are on a very higher side. Because if suppose they make an addition which is of your business income, in that case it will be 30% plus surcharge or anything. But whenever any addition to your income or anybody's income which is made because of undisclosed in the nature, whether it is undisclosed cash, whether it is undisclosed deposit, whether it is undisclosed asset, then they will charge you 60% of tax. Now, it will not end at 60%. It will be having 25% surcharge on that 60%. And as such, it will become 75%. Then on it, there will be surcharge, there will be education sets, then there will be a penalty on this. So practically, once if you are suffering with this type of the addition, then in that case, I think you will left with nothing in your hand because the tax percentage is very high. And as such, when somebody is caught in this demonetization or any unexplained credit, then it is going to be a big trouble for the SSC. And in this scheme, what the government has brought is this, that if you wanted to settle your cases, there are certain conditions which cases can be settled that I will take in my presentation, but they are not going to charge any interest. You see, I tell you a very small example. One of case which has been there for you can say dealing, it was related to assessment year 12-13. There were certain investment which has been found in the premises of someone in relation to a property, in relation to other things. Now, on that tax was 30%, but the interest itself from 12-13 to 19-20, it became more than 65%. So practically, the amount which could have been saved by the taxpayer is of 30% of tax if he would have paid in 12-13, but it has reached now to 90%, 95, and in some of the cases, it exceeds even 100%. Then on that, the penalties are also levied, and then the prosecution is also initiated. So these are the offshoot of all such additions. Now let me tell you, specifically, I am now dealing, before I go for the scheme and take your question answer, only in relation to the cases which are because of the demonetization. Vishalji, if at all you wanted to have something else, you can tell, then I can cover. But demonetization cases where the huge amount of tax is being levied and the prosecution is also under the way, whether we should utilize this Vivad Se Vishwas or not. This is something which I am going to deal with. So first of all, one has to note down certain points that कि मेरे पास क्या चीज ऐसी है जो मैं अपने आप को डिफेंड नहीं कर पाऊंगा. अगर मैं अपने आप को डिफेंड नहीं कर पाऊंगा तो उस केस के अंदर मुझे जो है विवाद से विश्वास में चले जाना चाहिए, एंड आई शुड यूटिलाइज दिस प्रोसेस. So first of all, I have to see whether there is a abnormal jump in cash sales between December 2016 and similar period in last year prior to demonetization, that is October to December 2015. This is something what the department is checking while making the assessment and have made their assessment wherever they have made the assessment. So first of all, if there is a abnormal jump, for example, in October to December 2015, someone has deposited cash or someone has cash, let us say of 1 crore in the month October, November and December, 3 months. But when the question of 2016 came, then this amount has become 10 times, let us say 10 crore. Then it will be a question which will disturb the income tax department's decision making, and they may not accept this abnormal jump in the cash, and they are going to ask you certain odd questions. So first of all, I have to flag, if this is not the situation, my earlier cash sales or cash deposits are also of the similar, maybe 10-20% more or less, then I need not worry at all. And I should continue with the contest of that cases, and I should not go for Vivad Se Vishwas. Then second is this, whether my quantitative details in the jewelry business, let me tell you, whatever I have handled in last 33 years, the cases, what I have found that the quantitative details play a very important role, because you have different type of the ornaments which you deal, and you maintain the record on the basis of either the total gold in, let us say, 18 karat, 22 karat, 24 carats, and the diamond also. Then if you have this quantitative detail and your sales or your purchase are justifiable with your, for example, if suppose normally you have a closing stock of, let us say, 5 crore rupees in your business prior to demonetization, and after demonetization, your stock has gone to either negative, means you have sold the entire shop, or if you have reduced your quantity to, let us say, 2/3, only 1/3 you are left with it, and then after 31st March or before 31st March, again you have purchased and you have replenished, and when you have filed the balance sheet or your quantity detail as on 31st March, then it was comparable with the last year. But at the same time, during this period, it has gone down. वो बहुत कम हो गई थी. Then it will give a chance that you will not be able to support. Now, some of the places, when they came to survey, what they have taken, the CCTV camera also. The footage of the CCTV camera, and in some of the cases, what they have found that 2 years back, 3 years back, CC footage was also there. Now, when you are displaying in your counters, at that time, if suppose there are 50 sets or 100 sets you are displaying, but you, as per your sales, what you have made in the demonetization, you have sold 2/3 of the material, and only 1/3 of the material is there, but the CCTV footage speaks something else. The number of the visitor was also in one or two cases was quoted by the department for making the assessment. So this is the next step, which is very, very important. If you do not have quantitative detail, if you are not in a position to justify your quantitative detail, please utilize Vivad Se Vishwas. Then next, whether you are GST compliant and the stock which you have given in the GST audit report or GST returns, whether you have revised any return after the demonetization period. For example, now I have not made any sale. For example, let us say in the month of November, December, because 8 November it came as demonetization. So I have not done, but what I have done, I have shown sales in the month of January, February, March 2016. But when I filed my return, at that time those sales were not there. And after thought, I revised my sales tax return or GST return, and in those GST return, I have increased my sales. And as such, I paid the taxes with the interest. All these things will be subject to the department because the department is going to look into. Then they are also going to see the names and addresses. If suppose you have not maintained any names and address and you are booking the sales of 5 lakh, 10 lakh at a time, so these are going to be your problems and you may enter into a difficulty. TCS return, because beyond 5 lakh, if something is sold in cash, then in that case, the tax collection returns are also required to be filed in time. And they are, if they are also revised, in that case also, it is important. Then next is this, that in this cash cases, there is an SFT report, which is called specified financial transactions. This we file while our, you can say, annual returns, wherein we are supposed to give the details of the cash received. Now today, I can't accept more than 2 lakh rupees from a customer. And if I identify a customer, then if suppose I enter into a shop, then I buy it, then I tell my daughter to also buy. Yes, both me and my daughter can buy more than 2 lakh rupees separately. But if you are issuing a common bill, that is going to be trouble. So you can't accept in the cash. This is something which is also going to be considered while deciding whether I should use the Vivad Se Vishwas or not. And then if I have to also see this, that the person, those to whom I have shown as sale made. Now what had happened, that some of the people have deposited the money and then simultaneously they have issued the RTGS or checks. Now in all such cases, what had happened, that those checks etc. have been shown as purchases of the gold. But when we find that in the GST, they came and GST people, they said, we have not any sold any material. And as such, my purchases are bogus. It doesn't, because in gold, there is no e-way bill like situation, because e-way bill you have to create for exceeding any amount 50,000 rupees. So e-way bill has to be also seen. So all these things are required to be first considered. And if I find that the answer to all these things are negative, means I am not in a position to justify my jump in the sales as compared to last year. I am not in a position to justify my quantity. I am not in a position to say that yes, why I have revised my return of GST. I am not in a position to prove my TCS return, wherein I have received in my record more than some 2 lakh, 5 lakh rupees of cash. And also, I am not in a position to identify those people. Then I should go for विवाद से विश्वास और मुझे विवाद से विश्वास में जाना चाहिए बिकॉज ये सब चीजों का CIT अपील पे मैं जस्टिफिकेशन नहीं दे पाऊंगा और अगर मैं फेवरेबल आंसर देता हूं yes I can justify then in that case I will suggest that we should continue to contest our cases and not to use Vivad Se Vishwas scheme at all. So this is specifically in relation to the jewelry business what I wanted to say before I go and explain the nitty-gritty of the Vivad Se Vishwas. Vishalji, here I can stop and I can take the question answer from your side so that the queries or any जिज्ञासा जिसे हम कहते हैं कोई curiosity अगर किसी में है तो you can ask, you can unmute them or you can otherwise ask those questions.
Yeah, I have two questions.
Yes, sir.
Chairman here. One is when they come on a survey, what is the tax? What is the percentage of tax that they will levy? And when they come on a search, what is the percentage of tax they levy? And the other thing, during search, if I offer something, is it different or it's the same?
Sir, so far as if any income which is assessed as a business income, then the rate of tax is normal. There is a catch. Now, if they assess as a unexplained income, then the rate of taxation, as I told you, minimum 75% plus education and cess. So, when they come in survey, if you surrender and you say it is a business income and an additional income, never say it is a undisclosed income. I give you a small example. If I tell my wife, it's an English language. If I tell my wife, you are cheap, so what she will give me? A slap. But if I tell her, you are economical, so I'll get good food. But the dictionary meaning of cheap and economical is one and same. So when they come in survey, when you offer an income, then you offer as an additional income. Though it is undisclosed income, but you are not offering as an undisclosed income. The moment it becomes an undisclosed income, it will go for a higher taxes. Next, so far as search is concerned, in search also, if it is offered as undisclosed income, it will be for higher taxes, same rate of taxes, 60 plus 25 plus. But if you disclose during the course of search and it is related to 2 years, that is the current year and the previous year for which you have not filed the return, then you will not be levied the penalty which is otherwise 60%. So it will be levied 30%. So this is the difference. And if you file in your return that additional income, you pay your taxes, you pay your interest also, then those penal provisions and prosecution will not come to you. These are the savings. However, there is a third also availability. What is that? If suppose you are caught and you know that now there is no other way to go in this, and you, the I should not say you, means any SSC. In that case, we can go once in life for settlement commission. In settlement commission, all such penalties and enhanced rate of taxation are not considered if we are in a position to explain that, look, this is coming from the business itself. Some of the documents must speak of this thing, that there is some undisclosed income which is coming. So at present in the settlement commission, they are accepting at the normal taxation. interest, etc., will be levied as per law. There is no, you can say, escape from the interest except in the Vivad Se Vishwas. So this is the point difference between the cheap and economic.
Okay.
Right, sir.
Understood. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
We have with us Mr. Muthu Venkatraman, who also had a question.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Muthu, you can unmute yourself and ask.
Sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sir,
Good afternoon.
I am president of Coimbatore Jewellery Manufacturer Association. Hello, can you hear my voice?
Yeah,
sir?
yeah. Continue, please.
Sir, to my association, more than 15 to 16 people, they have been affected by the order passed by the assessing officer due to their huge cash deposit during demonetization period.
Yes, sir.
Sir, as per the income tax rule, but everybody knows that the universe knows that after announcing the demonetization scheme, people rushed to the stores and they have invested on gold, and the cash was received, and all the bills was raised less than 2 lakhs as per the Act of Income Tax.
Yes, sir.
And those cash was deposited in the bank legally, and the transfer of the cash was sent to the purchase of gold, and as usual as the business practice. But the assessing officer equally across the country, they have disallowed many cases of this cash deposit.
Yes, sir.
And many cases they allowed it. How the act permit to the officer to allow and to demand the tax.
You see,
Is it
the
the discretion of the officer, or there is a lacuna in the act?
let me tell you, in income tax, there is a beautiful section which is called Section 148.
Okay, sir.
Even if your assessing officer has allowed you,
Yeah.
they can still open for next 6 years.
Okay.
So one should not be very happy that in all such cases they have allowed.
Okay.
They can reopen at any time. But if they have accepted with a explanation, now if you have provided all explanation on the record, they will not be able to utilize the section 148. So the standard operating circulars were given across the country.
Okay.
And what had happened, these people, some of the people in the last 2-3 days, they have allowed giving some explanation in their office note. Let me tell you, there are two types of the things. One, the order which you get in black and white, what you receive. And there is an office note also. This office note they prepare for their internal audit team. So if suppose they do not want to tell you why they have accepted or not accepted, if they are saying not accepted, they have to tell. But if they are accepting, they are not supposed to give the detailed answer to you why they are accepting. They may note in the office note also. So if it is possible, take in your case, if it is allowed, then take in RTI the copy of that office note, because in that case, you will be able to defend if suppose they come later on for section 148. So what I told in the beginning, there are 5-7 checks point. These all checkpoint, if they are in your favor, you can support your case. Do not utilize the Vivad Se Vishwas and contest your case for next step of litigation. But if you do not have answer, please utilize this Vivad Se Vishwas.
Sir, please, I want to reconfirm that we have filed the case in High Court of Madras, and we have got an order of stay, and what they have noted that the officer has not applied his mind at the time of assessing or at the time of passing this order. That itself shows that the order was passed blindly to raise the demand or to raise the target of his assessing volume.
Sir,
But, sir, everything was sold to the consumer and the same currency was deposited. So where is the violation takes place? It cannot be told as an unexplained cash. It is explained that, but only thing to whom it was sold, the address is not correct, because we are not liable to ask the people if they invest on gold less than 2 lakhs.
Sir,
In one part, government allows us to raise the bill less than 2 lakhs without taking any identity. In other part, the government put all the clutches that it is unexplained cash. Don't you feel that it is so brutal to the business community?
You see, that is true, but at the same time, it will be reassessed by the assessing officer, because either they will quash the order, or they will ask you to go, because this stay will not continue for an eternity. It is to be one day it is to be lifted.
Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, what will happen? Either they will quash the assessment order and you will get the benefit, or they may set aside the order and then you have to go again. And this time, whatever lacuna were left earlier, now they will, you can say, fill up those gaps. So these are the things which depend upon circumstances to circumstances and case to case, and how you represent your case, how you present your argument. It depends upon. As I told you, there are 7-8 checkpoints. In few of the cases, I am contesting because I have got everything. But in few of the cases where I do not have anything, then I have to go for Vivad Se Vishwas. Right, sir?
Okay. Yes, yes.
जी विशाल जी आगे चलें.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. There is one Mr. Sachin Jain, also from Vardhaman Jewellers, who has a question for you.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
asking him to unmute.
Yeah.
And Sachin Jain ji, you can kindly go ahead with your question.
Yeah. Hello everyone. Am I audible enough, sir?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
sir.
you are.
Okay. मेरा सवाल, मैं एक रिटेलर हूँ और मेरा सवाल ये है कि डिमोनेटाइजेशन के दौरान जो भी हमने पैसा जमा कराया था, उसकी सेल की कॉपी और जिस ग्राहक से पैसा लिया था उनकी आईडी भी सब कुछ सबमिट कराया, हर रुपए का जवाब था, हर एक कस्टमर की आईडी भी. उसके बावजूद भी हमारे पर प्रेशर बनाया गया और फाइनली हमारा केस फिर वो बोले कि आगे कमिश्नर के पास रेफर करेंगे, जो हमारा जोनल ऑफिसर दूसरे डिस्ट्रिक्ट में. तो हमने हर तरह से उनको कन्विंस करने की कोशिश की, लेकिन फिर भी हमारा केस वो बोले कि नहीं, वी आर नॉट सेटिस्फाइड, हम आगे रेफर करेंगे. बट फिर हमने जैसे तैसे उसको सेटल फिर कर दिया. तो हमारे पास क्या अधिकार था? जब हमें पता था, हमने उनको दिखाया है कि देखिए आप आईडी देखिए, बिल्स देखिए, हर कस्टमर के 500 रुपए के वाले की भी हम आईडी लेते हैं और उस पर लगी हुई थी, फिर भी हमें काफी परेशानी झेलनी पड़ी.
सर अब ये तो बात ही है ना जी कि इस बारे में मैं कमेंट इसलिए नहीं कर पाऊंगा, बिकॉज जब अब आप ये बताइए कोरोना आया हुआ है
जी.
आप घर में बैठ रहे, आप निकले नहीं, कुछ नहीं हुआ, लेकिन फिर भी किसी को कोरोना हो गया. अब कहाँ से कोरोना हुआ, किसने उसको इफेक्ट किया, किसके घर में क्या चीज हुई, यही चीज डिमोनेटाइजेशन में हुई. जब इंस्ट्रक्शंस होती हैं ऊपर से, तो इंस्ट्रक्शन की यूटिलाइजेशन, उसका इम्प्लीमेंटेशन पर्सन टू पर्सन डिपेंड करता है. इसीलिए गवर्नमेंट ने अब इसको फेसलेस कर दिया. अब ये सिचुएशन अब नहीं आएगी अदर देन सर्च एंड सीजर, जहां पे आपके सर्च हो रहे हैं या सर्वे हो रहे हैं. तो ये चीज देखिए, मैं इस बारे में इसलिए ज्यादा नहीं कह पाऊंगा, क्योंकि अल्टीमेटली ये सब हम समाज में रह रहे हैं और समाज वाली चीजों को कैसे हैंडल होता है, इसके बारे में मुझे ज्यादा बताने की जरूरत नहीं. वी आर ऑन रिकॉर्ड एंड रिकॉर्डिंग इज आल्सो देयर. व्हाट आई से, मैं नहीं कहना चाहूंगा कि अगर आपके पास सब कुछ है और आप लड़ना चाहें, तो अंत में जीत सच्चाई की जरूर होगी. सिर्फ और सिर्फ कष्ट आपको झेलना पड़ेगा, तो इसमें घबराने की कोई बात नहीं.
खैर हम फिर पीछे के और केसेस को खोलने लग गए, उससे पिछले साल का डिटेल मांगने लगे, तो हमारे पास कोई ऑप्शन बचा नहीं था.
अब सर क्या होता है, जब सास बहू की लड़ाई होती है, तो वो सास या बहू जो है शुरू कहाँ से करते हैं, जब पहली बार देखने गए थे कि तेरे को पहली बार व्हेन वी हैव कम, तेरे को चप्पल पहननी नहीं आती थी, फिर तो हमारे यहाँ ये है वो, तो वो 15 साल की, तो ऐसे डिपार्टमेंट में है. जब आप कोई चीज नहीं आपकी बनेगी, तो वो पीछे से पूछेंगे कि अच्छा पिछले साल क्या क्या था, उससे पिछले साल. तो ये तो सर एक रिलेशनशिप है, एंड somehow it has to be handled very carefully. लेकिन मैं आपको ये बताऊं, ये सिर्फ डराने की चीजें हैं. मेरे कई केसेस में ऐसा हुआ, मैंने कहा तुम्हें जो करना करो, और समवेयर the client was also intelligent to have some of the evidence which were talking like this. फिर इसलिए वो बाद में डिफेंसिव हो जाते हैं. तो अपने को ये भी देखना है. अब तो खैर चलिए, ये तो पुराने केसेस हैं, आई कांट से एनीथिंग. ठीक है सर. हाँ जी, ठीक है सर, आगे चलें.
थैंक यू सचिन जी. तो हाँ जी, बिल्कुल आगे चलते हैं. नेक्स्ट हमारे क्वेश्चन है उमा शंकर जी से.
हाँ जी, हाँ जी.
मैं चाहूंगा उमा शंकर जी आपसे वो क्वेश्चन पूछें.
चैट बॉक्स में भी डाला उन्होंने सर. हाँ जी, उमा शंकर जी.
हाँ जी, उन्होंने चैट बॉक्स में भी डाला हुआ है उमा शंकर जी
हाँ
ने.
जी.
इट वाज बेसिकली अबाउट पर्सनल ज्वेलरी के बारे में उनका
हाँ
क्वेश्चन
जी.
है. मैं चाहूंगा वो पर्सनली आपसे
जी.
पूछ लें. उमा शंकर जी, प्लीज गो अहेड एंड आस्क योर क्वेश्चन. हालांकि मैं चैट बॉक्स में इसे रीड के बता चुका हूँ. उमा शंकर जी का क्वेश्चन है रिलेटिंग टू पर्सनल ज्वेलरी, वेदर इट कैन बी डिक्लेयर्ड इन इनकम टैक्स रिटर्न. And in continuation of the above question, he says he is a director in a private limited company.
Sir, so far as if you are having income above 50 lakh rupees, in that case, you have to file a schedule which is called AL, Asset Liability Schedule. And if suppose you are individual, non-business assessee, and you are not preparing a balance sheet, in that case, jewelry at cost is to be shown in the schedule AL if your income is above 50 lakh. If suppose your income is below 50 lakh, then this AL schedule is not applicable to any of that assessee. Next, if suppose you are a director in a company and you wanted to put your personal jewelry into the company's hodgepodge as a stock in trade contributed by a director, you have two options. First option, you give or lend your jewelry or the gold to the company as a loan. Then in that case, it will not be treated as sale in your personal hand, and it will be added in the stock of the company. At the same time, it will be shown at some mechanism, some MOU you have to make with the company. Because, for example, when gold is at 40,000 rupees, I introduced in my company as 40,000 rupees. I have to have an understanding with the company whether it's 40,000 is fixed, or if suppose it goes to 60,000, I will get 60,000. Then in that case, your amount will be notionally increased every 31st March. It will be revalued and your stock will also be revalued. But if you do not reserve a right and you sell out this, in that case, the company will purchase and you will sell, and you have to bear all the consequences of capital gain in the personal hand also. This is the situation. ठीक है सर?
बिल्कुल सर. आई थिंक उमा शंकर जी आपसे क्वेश्चन इसलिए नहीं पूछ पा रहे थे पर्सनली क्योंकि उनका माइक थोड़ा खराब है, इसलिए उनके बिहाफ पे मैंने क्वेश्चन पुट अप किया था. लेकिन उनका कंटिन्यूएशन में
Vishal, after this, you allow Mr. Rahul to speak. And
yes.
Yeah. And
we just have another last question coming up after this, and then we are asking
before this, just a minute. I would like to invite our past chairman, Mr. Vinod Haigri, who has joined this Labham program. Very good evening and welcome to this Labham program. He is our past chairman.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, Dr. Haigri, sir.
Thank you. A very interesting program. That's why I said I have to listen to this. That's why I tuned in.
Thank you for
kind
joining.
of you. So kind of you to have joined in. Pleasure to have you, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Agarwal ji, he
Yes,
is
sir.
our past chairman and he represents C. Krishna Chetty, Bangalore.
Okay, very good.
Established 1800s. Very old firm. They have done business with all the Rajas. Maharajas.
Nice to be in company of all you people.
Anyway, at the moment, I am representing Santa Claus. So it's okay.
In Delhi, it is very cold. Yeah.
Okay.
Wonderful to
Please.
see you, sir. So continuing on the question which Mr. Uma Shankar had asked, his
Yeah.
query in continuation was that is it the capital gain tax to be paid in that case?
Yes. If you sell it as if you offer it as a sale, but if you offer as a loan, then it doesn't.
Okay, okay. Hope Uma Shankar ji, your question is answered then. And next, I am asking Mr. Satish Kaveri Patnam to ask his question. I think we'll give.
Yes, sir.
Please go ahead, Satish.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
You are audible.
Okay, sir. Well, if we take accept as business income, normal PL account has been accepted along with it, right? I can depreciation, everything, what all expense I usually make PL account is also debitable.
Yes,
For
sir.
the additional income, what we declare as business income.
Sir, there is a allowance for everything, and there is a process of allowing the expenditure.
Okay.
So if it is a business expense, in all fairness, it is to be allowed.
Okay.
But if you are putting certain expenditure for which you do not have a justification, in that case, you may have trouble.
Okay. Right, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
One Mr. Lalit Kumar Agarwal ji, can you quickly ask your question before we move on to the next speaker? Lalit Kumar ji, you can unmute yourself.
हेलो, आवाज आ रही है?
Go ahead, go ahead. We are here. हाँ जी, आ रही है.
जो सर्वे एंड सर्च के लिए जो बताया है सर ने कि
जी।
यदि सर्वे में जो है यदि स्टॉक एक्सेस होता है या कैश एक्सेस होता है, या सर्च में कैश एक्सेस होता है या स्टॉक एक्सेस मिलता है, जो रिकॉर्डेड कैश है उससे ज्यादा, यदि उसकी बात कर रहा हूँ, रिकॉर्डेड बुक्स में कुछ है और उससे कुछ एक्सेस मिलता है, तो क्या उसको डिस्क्लोज करके और क्यों बिजनेस इनकम में मान सकते हैं, या उसको जो है वो डिपार्टमेंट वाले उसको अनडिस्क्लोज मानेंगे? तो उसके लिए थोड़ा क्लैरिफिकेशन आप दीजिए।
ललित जी, जैसा मैंने बताया कि आपने ये बोल दिया कि वो अनडिस्क्लोज्ड है, तो आपको ट्रबल होगी और आगे दिक्कत आएगी। पर आप ये बोलेंगे ये मेरी बिजनेस इनकम है और मैंने एडिशनल इनकम, मैं फिर दोबारा बता रहा हूं, बिल्कुल इन्वर्टेड कॉमा में एडिशनल इनकम आप ऑफर करिए एंड इट विल बी ए केस अबव कंटेस्ट, आप आगे जीत सकते हैं। अगर आपने खुद ही अनडिस्क्लोज इनकम कह दिया तो फिर आप नहीं जीत पाएंगे, मुश्किल होंगे। और मैंने एक नहीं, कम से कम 8-10 सर्वे के अंदर उसको एक्सेप्ट कराया।
नहीं, यदि वो है अनडिस्क्लोज इनकम, वो ठीक है, हम
75% में जाएगा।
नहीं, अपनी तरफ से अनडिस्क्लोज नहीं बोलेंगे, हम बोलेंगे हमारा बिजनेस से कमाया हुआ है ये।
हाँ जी।
क्या वो डिपार्टमेंट उसको अपना रिकॉर्डिंग में ले लेगा, उसको मान जाएगा कि हाँ हमारे बयान में ये लिख देते हैं कि जो है वो आपका बिजनेस से कमाया हुआ है और ये बिजनेस का इनकम है?
हाँ सर, जब ये स्टेटमेंट रिकॉर्ड होती है उस टाइम इस चीज की निगोशिएशन करके आप इस बात को एग्री करा सकते हैं और आपके लिए एक विनेबल सिचुएशन होगी, जैसा मैंने बताया। वरना आपके लिए अगर नहीं मानेंगे तो सेटलमेंट कमीशन या और आपके पास एपीलेट में जा सकते हैं, ये सब चीजें मिल सकती हैं। आप कह सकते हैं मैंने आपको एक, जिससे कहते हैं ना, फार्मूला दिया है, कितना कामयाब होगा ये तो डिपेंड करता है आदमी पे और प्रेजेंट करने वाले पे और लिखवाने वाले पे।
नहीं, वो सब सही है, लेकिन ये दोनों चीजें सर्च और सर्वे
हाँ
दोनों
जी,
में काम आ सकती है, ये दोनों
बिल्कुल आती हैं।
ठीक है सर, थैंक यू।
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, Lalit Kumar Agarwal ji. So that was a very interesting, a very interactive session, just the way we had expected it. Thank you so much for the profile of CA Sanjay Kumar
Vishal, if I
Agarwal
can
ji.
just
Thanks
interrupt,
to you.
I think his session is not completed yet.
No, you can.
Yes, yes.
You see,
No,
your question,
because the crux of the session is just about to start. So I think sir can, take us through for 5 or 10 more minutes with all the important points of the VSVS scheme. Vishalji.
Sure, we would love to. I mean, since we are still left with another half an hour for the session to end, we can still go ahead and take the opportunity of having Sanjay Kumar Agarwal ji to take 10 more minutes, 15 more minutes to brief us. And in the later half, we can take the queries for yourself.
Yes,
So you may
Vishalji,
please
no
go ahead.
worries. I'm always there. But this is a very this scheme is going to end in the next 15 days, 14 days. So this is
Correct.
more important now.
Okay.
Sure, sir. Sure. So we will continue with the discussions on Vivad Se Vishwas for another 10-15 minutes.
So my
and more
presentation
in
is
Hindi.
visible.
Yeah, and Hindi also you can use, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. More in Hindi.
Okay. आपका प्रेजेंटेशन ठीक है जी? इस टाइम चल रहा है स्क्रीन पे?
बिल्कुल ठीक चल रहा है.
अच्छा, चलिए सर, आप प्रेजेंटेशन में दो चीजें हैं. ऑल जो केसेस जो 31 जनवरी 2020 तक आप लिटिगेशन में हैं, उन सब केसेस को आप सेटल कर सकते हैं. ये केस आपके CIT अपील पे भी हो सकते हैं, इनकम टैक्स ट्राइब्यूनल में भी हो सकते हैं, हाई कोर्ट पे भी हो सकते हैं, या सुप्रीम कोर्ट पे भी हो सकते हैं. ये डिपेंड करेगा कि क्या रेट ऑफ टैक्सेशन लगेगा. अगर हम जीत गए, मान लीजिए CIT अपील से हम जीत गए और ट्रिब्यूनल चले गए, तो उस केस के अंदर जो नॉर्मल टैक्स रेट लगेगा उसका 50% लगेगा. अगर आप लिटिगेशन को फर्दर एंड करना चाहें, मान लीजिए मुझे ये लग रहा है कि मैं ट्रिब्यूनल में हार जाऊंगा या मैं हाई कोर्ट में हार जाऊंगा, जैसे बहुत सारे शेयर कैपिटल के केसेस थे. उस केसेस के अंदर एक काबुल चावला करके केस लगा के वो जीत गए, लेकिन अभी हाई कोर्ट या सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने उसके अगेंस्ट में जजमेंट देनी शुरू कर दी और मुझे डाउट है कि मैं ये हार जाऊंगा. उस केसेस को मैं सेटल कर सकता हूं, क्योंकि 50% ऑफ द टैक्स देना है, इंटरेस्ट भी नहीं देना है, पेनल्टी भी नहीं देनी है, तो मैं उसको दे सकता हूं. लेकिन ये सब केसेस 31 जनवरी 2020 पे पेंडिंग होने चाहिए, या अगर 31 जनवरी 2020 पे मेरा अपील फाइल करने का टाइम खत्म नहीं हुआ था, तो मैं उस केसेस में भी जा सकता हूं. नेक्स्ट, अगर मेरी कोई, मान लीजिए डिले थी अपील, मैं अपील को डिले में फाइल किया और मेरा वो अभी डिले कंडोन नहीं हुई है, अगर मैं उसकी कंडोनेशन ऑफ डिले को एक्सेप्ट करा लूं, जिसके लिए गवर्नमेंट ने लिबरली अपने को क्वेश्चन नंबर 59 में कहा है कि आप उसको जाके कंडोन करा के आप विवाद से विश्वास में यूटिलाइज कर सकते हैं. एनी ऑर्डर, एज आई सेड, which is not yet expired till 31st January 2020, उसके लिए आप उसको कर सकते हैं अगर उसका एपिलेट टाइम है. अगर नहीं है तो ये स्कीम एप्लीकेबल नहीं है. जो केसेस DRP में नॉर्मली फॉरेन वाले होते हैं, अगर वो 31 मार्च में वहां भी जा सकते हैं, और अगर कोई रिवीजन आपने 264 में किया है वहां भी जा सकते हैं. सर्च केसेस में भी जा सकते हैं, लेकिन क्वांटम जो है सर्च केसेस के अंदर 5 करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा पर इंडिविजुअल एसएससी पर असेसमेंट ईयर नहीं होना चाहिए. बड़े केसेस जहां पे डिमांडें 5 करोड़ से ऊपर की टैक्स की हैं, उस केसेस में नहीं जा सकते. टैक्स का मतलब इनकम टैक्स एंड सरचार्ज, इसका मतलब इंटरेस्ट नहीं है. लेकिन अगर आप सर्च केस में जाएंगे तो आपको 125%, 1.25%, मतलब 1.25 टाइम्स ऑफ द नॉर्मल टैक्स देना है एज कंपेयर टू नॉर्मल केसेस. इसलिए आप उनको यूटिलाइज करो. वो सब केसेस जो अथॉरिटी ने सेट असाइड कर दिए हैं और एओ के पास या सीआईटी अपील पे पेंडिंग है सब्जेक्ट टू फर्दर थिंग, उनको भी आप ले जा सकते हैं इसके अंदर। ये जो है आपका कौन कौन से केसेस जा सकते हैं। अगर आपकी मिसलेनियस एप्लीकेशन कोई पेंडिंग है 31 मार्च में और उस पे आप डिस्प्यूट टैक्स देना चाहें तो उसको भी आप वहां पे ले जा सकते हैं। अब सर हम इस चीज में देखें कौन कौन से केसेस नहीं जा सकते। पहला, जहां सर्च केस है और 5 करोड़ रुपए से ऊपर की डिस्प्यूटेड डिमांड है। दूसरा, जिस केस के अंदर प्रोसिक्यूशन जो है वो ऑलरेडी फाइल हो चुकी है। तीसरा, जिस केसेस में फॉरेन इनकम से कोई रिलेशन है या एसेट आउटसाइड इंडिया अगर आप डिस्क्लोज करना चाहें तो वो आप नहीं कर सकते। सेक्शन 1990A जो कि इन रिलेशन टू हमारा फॉरेन इनकम ही होता है, उससे रिलेटेड आप कोई केसेस को विवाद से विश्वास में नहीं ले जा सकते। नेक्स्ट, इफ यू हैव एनी ऑर्डर ऑफ डिटेंशन अंडर कोफीपोसा or prevention of smuggler activity, you cannot utilize this VSV. Next, if any of prosecution has been instituted, खाली फाइल ही अगर करी है, प्रोसिक्यूट नहीं भी हुआ है, तो या तो आप उसकी फटाफट अपनी प्रोसिक्यूशन खत्म कराएं या आप नहीं जा सकते हैं। कौन कौन से? अनलॉफुल एक्टिविटी ऑफ प्रिवेंशन ऑफ करप्शन एक्ट, NDPS एक्ट, इसके बाद PMLA एक्ट, प्रिवेंशन ऑफ मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग एक्ट और प्रोहिबिशन ऑफ बेनामी एक्ट। इन एक्ट में अगर आपकी कोई प्रोसिक्यूशन या SSC की कोई प्रोसिक्यूशन है तो वो डिक्लेरेशन नहीं फाइल कर सकता है। नेक्स्ट, जिनकी सिर्फ इनिशिएट हुई है, अभी कोर्ट में नहीं फाइल है, वो जा सकते हैं। और मान लीजिए 3 असेसमेंट ईयर है, एक में प्रोसिक्यूशन हुई है, 2 में नहीं हुई है, तो आप 2 सालों में जा सकते हैं। ये जो है आपका जो केसेस सेटलमेंट कमीशन में नहीं जा सकते, इक्वलाइजेशन लेवी में नहीं जा सकते, वेल्थ टैक्स के केसेस को नहीं ले जा सकते हैं, सिक्योरिटी ट्रांजैक्शन टैक्स को केसेस को नहीं ले जा सकते हैं, और 12AA अगर चैरिटेबल ट्रस्ट से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन है तो आप उनको नहीं ले जा सकते हैं। ये केसेस आपके नहीं जा सकते। अब कौन से केसेस में कितना अमाउंट ड्यू है? अगर आपका अमाउंट मार्च 2021 से पहले देंगे तो 100% ऑफ डिस्प्यूटेड टैक्स यू हैव टू पे, एंड इफ इट इज ए सर्च केस देन यू हैव टू पे 125. But if you wanted to pay after 31st March, for which a date will be announced, कि 31st March के बाद जून तक, जुलाई तक, सितंबर तक क्या डेट आएगी वो आएगी। अगर आप उसके बाद देंगे तो आपको 100 की जगह 110 देना है, मतलब 10% ब्याज फिक्स देना है, और 125 की जगह 135 देना। अगर ये डिमांड जो है आपकी इंटरेस्ट या पेनल्टी से रिलेटेड है तो आपको 25% पे सेटल की जा सकती है। अब फॉर एग्जांपल एक आपका टैक्स का केस है, उसकी एक पेनल्टी भी है, तो आपको दोनों नहीं सेटल कराने, टैक्स का सेटल कराएं, पेनल्टी आपको वैसे ही सेटल हो जाएगी, आपको 100%। लेकिन आपका टैक्स का केस टाइम बार हो चुका था या आप जीत गए और वो खत्म हो गया, लेकिन पेनल्टी में आपको लग रहा है कि आप हार जाएंगे। शायद आप टैक्स के केस में इसलिए जीत गए कि लीगल पॉइंट पे आप जीत गए, लेकिन पेनल्टी में आपका सब कुछ जायज है, तो उस केस में 25% देके आप पेनल्टी को भी सेटल करा सकते हैं। अगर आपका सिर्फ इंटरेस्ट डिस्प्यूटेड है, TDS से रिलेटेड है, कहीं है, आप डिस्प्यूट में हैं, 31 जनवरी को आपके लिटिगेशन पेंडिंग है, तो आपको 25% देना है। सिमिलरली अगर 31 बाद के बाद देंगे तो 30% देना है, क्योंकि 5% उसके बाद। अगर मान लीजिए आप केस जीते हुए हैं और डिपार्टमेंट उसको आगे लिटिगेशन में ले जा रहा है, तो आप उसको अगर सेटल कराना चाहते हैं वंस फॉर ऑल, जैसे मेरे एक क्लाइंट हैं 84 ईयर्स के हैं, उनके बहुत सारे केसेस हाई कोर्ट में पेंडिंग थे, बहुत बड़े लिटिगेंट हैं, उनका मुझे फोन आया, बेटे मैं तो 83 साल का हूँ, पता नहीं 2 साल और जिंदा रहूं ना रहूं, तो मैं एक काम कर, मैं अपने बच्चों को कोई लिटिगेशन नहीं देना चाहता, सब सेटल करे। मैंने कहा अंकल जी इसके अंदर तो जीते हुए हैं। बोले ना कुछ नहीं है, सेटल कर दो, कोई जीत रहा हो कोई हार रहा हो, मुझे किसी से कोई लड़ाई नहीं। मैंने उनकी डिमांड को जब क्रिस्टलाइज किया तो 50% डिमांड अगर मैं देख रहा हूं तो 8 करोड़ रुपए बन रही। बोले दे देंगे, कोई बात नहीं, दे दो। लेकिन अगर मैं उस डिमांड के इंटरेस्ट और पेनल्टी को देख रहा हूं तो वो 48 लाख रुपए बन रही है। तो इसलिए उन्होंने कहा कि 40 करोड़ जो है, 48 करोड़ रुपए बन रही है, तो 40 करोड़ रुपए तो विन विन सिचुएशन में हम चले जाएं। इसी तरीके से अगर आप जीते हुए हैं और आपका कोई इंटरेस्ट लिटिगेशन आगे चल रहा है तो उसको 50% मिनिमम, अगर 25% था तो 12.5%, 100 था तो आपको 50%, 125 है तो 75%, 62.5%, ये सब आपको उसमें होगा। आपको इसमें रिफंड भी मिल सकता है। अगर आपने टैक्सेस दे दिए, लिटिगेशन कंटिन्यू कर रहे हैं, आपको रिफंड मिलेगा। आपको नील डिमांड पे वीएसपी में सेटल हो जाएगा और जो आपका एक्सेस जमा हुआ है वो आपको बाद में रिफंड मिल जाएगा। लेकिन अगर आपने कोई टैक्सेस दे दिए तो आपको रिफंड नहीं मिलेंगे, एक्सेस अगर विवाद से विश्वास में आपने। तो ये कुछ चीज इसके अंदर ऐसी है। अब आपको डिस्प्यूटेड टैक्स का मीनिंग, राहुल जी, आई थिंक आई शुड नॉट एक्सप्लेन इन डिटेल, दीज आर प्रोफेशनल वर्क्स, बट डिस्प्यूटेड टैक्स हाउ टू बी कैलकुलेटेड, इट डिपेंडिंग अपॉन case to case. Next, disputed fees. As I told you, if you have a litigation in TDS or TCS, in that case disputed fees is there which is to be calculated. डिक्लेरेशन जो है डेजिग्नेटेड कमिश्नर पे ऑनलाइन फाइल करनी है, नो फिजिकल टच. Form 1 and Form 2 you have to file as a declaration, and you will get an EVC, that is electronic verification code, or digital if you wanted to. Then thereafter they will see that declaration and will issue you a Form 3, and that Form 3, as on today, it is to be issued within 15 days, but they have to issue before 31st March because you have to pay by 31st March. And then after 15 days, you have to pay within 15 days or 31st March without interest and with interest of 10% if it is a normal case, and if it is a such case, in that case you have to add from 125 to plus 10%. This is the next. Then you have to withdraw your appeal. The moment you pay the taxes, you need to withdraw. You have to give an undertaking that you will not contest these cases in any of the circumstances, and will get a quietus report from the department, और आपको जो है वो एक फॉर्म इशू कर देंगे which will be Form 5, which will be final in respect of everything. So ये स्कीम है, इसके जो है आपके सर्कुलर इशू कर सकते हैं। Form 4 में आपको इंटीमेट करना है कितना टैक्स आपने कब दिया है। Form 3 में डिपार्टमेंट आपको इंटीमेट करेगा कितना टैक्स देना है। उसके बाद आप उसको रिवाइज भी कर सकते हैं, ये भी इसके अंदर है। और सुप्रीम कोर्ट
कॉन्फ्रेंस चल रही है, मैं बुला लूंगा फोन करके।
सुप्रीम कोर्ट और हाई कोर्ट में अगर आपके केसेस हैं तो जब आपका केस सेटल हो जाएगा तो आपको वहां पिटीशन लगानी है और डिपार्टमेंट आपको वहां पे अंडरटेकिंग देगा कि वो ऑब्जेक्शन नहीं करेंगे और वो हाई कोर्ट और सुप्रीम कोर्ट उसको अलाउ करेंगे टू बी विड्रॉन। सीआईटी अपील और ट्राइब्यूनल में सिर्फ एप्लीकेशन देनी है, आपको विड्रॉल की कोई परमिशन नहीं चाहिए, बिकॉज कोर्ट्स जो हैं वो जो है आपको अलाउ करते हैं, वहां कोर्ट्स पे कोई गवर्नमेंट फोर्स नहीं कर सकती है। तो ये जो है आपका ओवरऑल जो है वो इन नटशेल जो है मैंने बता दिया। इसके प्रोसीजर वगैरह रूल्स में दे सकते हैं। ये टेक्निकल इशू है विशाल जी, अगर कोई इन चीजों से रिलेटेड किसी का कोई पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन होगा तो मैं उसको ले सकता हूँ। अगर आपके लॉसेस हैं और आप सेट ऑफ करके उनको टैक्स देना चाहते हैं तो आपके लॉसेस कैरी फॉरवर्ड भी हो सकते हैं। मैट का क्रेडिट अगर है, मिनिमम अल्टरनेटिव टैक्स का आप सेटल करना चाह रहे हैं, आप यहाँ टैक्स दे दीजिए, आपका मैट क्रेडिट आपको आगे अलाउ है। ये इंटीग्रेसी है सारी इसके अंदर जो है। अगर कोई और चीज हो, यू आर मोस्ट वेलकम। यस सर।
Sir, I think एक association से काफी लोग ज्वाइन किए हैं त्रिची से. A lot of auditors have joined from Trichy. उनके behalf पे one Mr. Dinesh is there who wanted to ask a query.
Yeah, tell me, sir.
मैं दिनेश जी, मुझे एक दिनेश जू करके दिखाई दे रहे हैं. Most likely he is from Trichy. Dinesh ji, if you are from Trichy representing the auditors group, then you can ask your query.
Chat box, I am not getting.
I think I am calling one Mr. Dinesh from Trichy, but I think he is unavailable.
No issue.
Since I do not find anybody by the name Dinesh other than somebody who is not from Trichy, we can move on to any other person who wants to raise his hand. Please raise your hand if you have any queries. So I think it seems to be clear by now to all.
Yeah.
I do not see any further queries also in the chat box. So I think with probably around, like, we are towards the last 15 minutes of the session, we can have the advantage of at least having Venkat ji also to come on board, Rahul ji. We can have the question answers for the income tax and GST matters also, along with the questions which people may have related to your presentation, sir. So hope that would be fine, Agarwal ji.
Yes, sir. I have no issue.
Hope it would be fine.
Yeah, yes.
Or
He said
is
yes, you can go ahead.
Sure. So, sir, we will now like to call upon our other presenter for the day, Mr. Venkat Narayan Vedanta ji, is also known as CA Rahul, and I am grateful to him because I think he played an important role not only for introducing you, but also getting your time blocked for today, because of which we could have such an interactive session. But nonetheless, we would like to have your presence in our future ongoing sessions, because you're a very learned person, and definitely there may be many more things to talk about from your experience. So let me introduce Mr. Venkat Vedanta. He is a chartered accountant from ICAI. He is graduated as a national trainer in 2015 and JCI India author in 2016 from JCI India. He has authored a few training manuals as well and was the first CA from Andhra Pradesh and Telangana to complete 1800 pages book on the goods and service tax. He is also married to one JC Kalyani, and here they are together as a couple to have completed the first JCI India author couple in the country. So congratulations to both of them. CA Rahul is a leading chartered accountant in practice since 2001, and he has conducted almost more than close to 100 GST seminars till date, and we have the privilege of having him today with us. So Rahul ji, as we know you better, please come over and kindly give a small brief on the GST and income tax subject, and then we can have a very quick round of question answers with the participants.
Right. Thank you very much, Vishal ji. Before I move on, I'm very delighted, and I was all eyes and ears to Sanjay Agarwal ji's session. That really helps a lot. For the information of all the August gathering here, I was introduced to this organization GJC by Anil Seth of Ambika Jewellers, who is the president of East Godavari Bullion Merchants Association, who is there on screen even now as a participant. He is one who opted for this VSVS scheme, Vivad Se Vishwas Scheme. So I do not know how many other participants really opted for this scheme, but Anil Jain, Anil said he opted for this scheme, and I think almost more than a decade-long pending litigations now have been, he has cleared them off. He's got rid of them rather.
Good.
So, my dear friends, I'm sure things would have fallen in place for everybody relating to the basic GST affairs of your trade and business. However, recently this tax collection at source section has come up to 206C1H, in which 50 lakhs more than 50 lakhs of receipt, it is subject to 0.075% of TCS. Since most of the all big time traders would be subject to the tax collection at source, I thought, we have a quick recap of that TCS session for the benefit of the audience. But before that, I want to touch upon 2 or 3 points, especially in mofussil places, जो छोटे-छोटे गांव, छोटे-छोटे शहर में जो ज्वेलर्स लोग रहते हैं या ज्यादा से ज्यादा जो कोई भी ये बिजनेस लोग रहते हैं, very common mistakes that they make. I wanted to touch upon those things and make people aware, because there is no specific topic as of now for today for me. So one is, please remember, those on screen, never use the word cash in any sale or purchase document. It means that, see, it has become all cashless. So please ensure that when you sell a property or when you purchase a property, see that the word cash does not appear in the documents. Most times what happens is, when the document writer is a small time document writer, they write very casually, like it is settled today, it is paid today, it is paid in cash today, in the local vernacular language. If they are Tamilians, they would write in Tamil or Telugu, that they would write that it is settled off. That settled off can have, penal consequences later on. So it is always better that if you are selling 1 crore document value property, that 1 crore be mentioned 40 lakhs received as advanced with check number so and so, or NEFT number so and so, or RTGS number so and so, and the balance amount on the date of registration has been received via RTGS, NEFT, or check number so and so. And also please bear in mind, not only cash, please do not give bearer checks. Bearer checks are very commonly given. They write a check number in the document and assume that they have given a check and it is according to law. According to law, bearer check is equivalent to cash. So you have to mandatorily cross the check. Crossing is also not sufficient. You also have to write account payee, because as per the Negotiable Instruments Act, bearer check is one, second one is crossed check, third one is account payee check. So please bear in mind that the permitted mode of payment or receipt is only account payee, NEFT, or RTGS. So whenever there is a property sale or purchase, bear this in mind, please. And another one which I wanted to share with you, cash purchase of any asset. Until now, until a year ago, हम सब लोगों को पता था कि 10,000 से हमें कैश खर्चा नहीं करना चाहिए. Means in the profit and loss account, we should not book any expenses which is in excess of rupees 10,000 in cash. Now, इसका मतलब एक साल पहले तक ऐसा होता था कि expenses they would not book in cash, but when you buy an asset, like for example a computer or a laptop or any fixed asset, sometimes you would pay advance in cash. Now, if you do that, you will not be eligible to claim depreciation. So that asset is as good as if on the amount of cash that you spend on the asset, it is almost equal to you are paying 30% of tax. Like for example, with 1 lakh of rupees of cash, you buy a property on which you want to claim depreciation. You are not eligible to claim depreciation. So during the entire lifetime of that 1 lakh, you will not be eligible to claim depreciation, because of which on this 1 lakh, indirectly, you are losing 30% of tax. So please bear that also in mind. And with this, I just move on to this TCS provision very quickly, which I'm sure most people, few of you would be aware, but please ensure I will take you people quickly through. If you are selling goods, अगर आप goods बेच रहे हो, and goods, not services, and from the buyer during the year you receive more than 50 lakhs. For example, if you make one sale to Mr. X, or if you make 2 sales to Mr. X, 3 sales, 4 sales, any number of sales to Mr. X, and Mr. X pays you more than 50 lakhs of rupees online, not in cash, of course, then you, for the amount paid to you in excess of 50 lakhs rupees, agar aapke haath mein agar 60 lakh aaye, if he pays you 60 lakhs, then on the first 50 lakhs you need not collect tax. On the first 50 lakhs you need not collect tax, but 60 lakhs minus 50 lakhs on the 10 lakhs, you will have to collect tax at the rate of 0.075%. And if such a person who is paying you incidentally does not have a PAN number, then you should collect 1% as tax, which is called TCS. Okay. So now the question, next question is, sir, should everybody do that? To whom is this section applicable? TCS section. This TCS section is applicable to all those traders or manufacturers whose turnover during 1920 financial year exceeded rupees 10 crores. Sir, last year my turnover was 10 crores. This year, from when should I collect the tax? You should collect the tax from 1st of October. Sir, now what will happen if that person who paid me 60 lakhs paid me 40 lakhs before September, before 1st of October, and he paid me balance of 20 lakhs after 1st of October? Still, you need to collect tax only on 10 lakh rupees only, which means that the benefit of the 50 lakh threshold limit is available to you, and you have to calculate from 1st of April how much payment you have received. Now another question. Sir, I raise a credit bill. Do I have to, of rupees 80 lakhs? Do I have to collect tax on 30 lakhs? No, this is not on sale. This is on receipt of money into the bank account. So whenever you receive money, means you collect from a debtor, or you take money as advance. In such cases, you will have to collect tax at source. Now, another question. What if the other person does not have a PAN number? As I told you, if he does not have a PAN number, at least ensure that he has given you his Aadhaar number. Else, the tax to be collected by you would be 1%. Okay. So if they have a PAN number or a Aadhaar number, then the tax rate to be collected is 0.075%, 0.075%, or else it is 1%. Okay. So another question. Sir, my sale invoice is 80 lakhs plus 3% of GST. So should it include, how should I calculate? If I receive 84 lakhs, for example, 80 lakhs, round off 4 lakhs as GST. If I receive 80 lakhs plus 4 lakhs, then how 80 lakhs plus 3 lakhs, then on 83 lakhs, how should I calculate? The answer is, on 83 lakhs, you first deduct 50 lakhs, balance 23 lakhs, you have to calculate TCS, which means that including the GST portion, you have to calculate the tax, the TDS. You have to apply the TDS rate and calculate the tax. Now, I am an exporter and I receive money. Would this TCS provision be applicable? this TCS provision is not applicable on imports and exports. So jewelers were into the business of importing and exporting. To that extent, this TCS provision is not applicable. There are one or two questions that are, yeah, I would take questions relating to this.
Yeah, there is a question by the person who has joined in as a guest, and his question is pertaining to TCS from Amish Badani, Amish Group. Since
Correct.
TCS is supposed to be charged on realization of payment, can you please explain the legality if the nature of transaction is sale versus sale? Example, sale of gold jewelry and books squared by sale of gold bullion. Since no actual realization of payment is happening in above mentioned transaction type, is TCS actually applicable? And if so, who is to be charged TCS and who has to collect?
Yeah, very interesting question. The point that I was mentioning about TCS is it is applicable on receipt. It is not applicable on sale. So if ever there is any receipt of money, then only this TCS is applicable. So squaring of one against the other, there is no receipt of money. So the provision of TCS will not apply. The second question from Vinay Agarwal ji. What if my turnover was below 10 crore last financial year, but this year I've already crossed 10 crore? Am I liable to collect TCS? No, this provision is applicable where in the financial year 1920, the 10 crore turnover exceeded. 10 crore turnover or gross receipts or sales exceeded in the financial year 1920. And any more questions on this? Any more questions on any matters relating to GST, goods and services tax? That also you can post.
I'm Ramesh from Durham. Can I talk?
Yes, please.
Please go ahead.
I think one clarity we need. I think TCS, they told it is on the basic value, not with GST. Please clarify. Number two, they told whether it is realization maybe in the form of cash or check or goods, it should be paid. It is once it is buy and sell, if it is netting off, still then this is applicable, because that's what we heard from other sessions. Can you give me more clarity on that?
Sir, Sanjay Agarwal, sir, if you can throw some light on this.
Sir, so far as you are saying GST is not included, this is not so. In fact, you don't have to charge TCS including GST. Matlab, the thing is this, you have to pay on the gross amount received, which includes the GST also. You can't separate the amount from GST. But TCS, you have to charge on the receipt. It is not to be charged on the invoice. What the you see is Oracle and SAP is doing, that charging in the invoice itself. So you have to raise debit note on the receipt. Number two, there are two school of thoughts. One, Rahul has already clarified that if netting is there, there is no payment which is received. But since we have accounting system, and according to accounting system, the accrual system, we are paying and receiving even when we are netting off. So one has to be very careful. And in case if suppose I make a sale and purchase from the same party, what should I do? That whenever I purchase from the other party, in that case, I presume it that I have received the payment and I should deduct the TCS for that fellow, because there is no clarification issued by the board in this regard. And I think it is likely to be received clarification by the board very soon. This question has already gone to their team. Due to certain reason, they have not yet issued, because they have to issue around another 50 more questions, FAQ on TCS. A lot of more questions are there. So wait for it. I think on purchase or sale transaction, if they are netting off from the same party, in that case we have to pay. There are two school of thoughts what I told you. One is this is no payment. Yes, technically speaking, there is no payment at all, and as such TCS doesn't apply. But according to the accounting system, it is a payment which is being made by us. So this is what is my view on this.
I think what for practical difficulties, because we cannot raise the debit note for each and any in the receipts. What my software SAP and all done, the TCS is coming when we sell it, so that there is no confusion as such, because it is very cumbersome to correlate the debit notes, credit notes, realization. But we are taking the TCS on the base value. Is it? I think, is it correct or something else? It is wrong.
No, it is absolutely incorrect. You can pay your TCS in advance. There is no problem. But the thing is this, suppose I have not purchased 50 lakh rupees of material from you, then you will raise in every invoice. Then why should you debit to me for that TCS? So it is on the payment receipt, and this will not be this year. This will be every year. I will get a first 50 lakh rupees of exemption every year. So a buyer will never record in his books of accounts. Lot of people, because you see, this SAP and this Oracle people, they do not understand. But in the case, it is absolutely clear in the circular that this is paid on receipt basis. If suppose 2 years you have not received, or in next year your turnover goes beyond less than 10 crore, then in that case, so charging in the invoice is a memorandum account. What they are doing, some of our TCS, this SAP people, they are opening a memorandum account, and whenever they receive it, they credit to that memorandum account, and then they give the credit to the party. So for the accounting
question, Venkat was telling me.
This is the situation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the inputs. Any more questions, and any questions to take on the goods and services tax also? I think we are almost done with the time. Yeah, any 2-3 more questions we can take.
So this is regarding this QR code development. As of now, it is operational, sir, or still it is under the consideration? Because above, it is applicable only on above 500 crores for B2C sales.
What is it, Mr. Ramesh? More?
I think Rahul is gone. He got disconnected.
Oh, okay.
I think we have last 2 questions because we are also running out of time. So we'll quickly take these last 2 questions. Mr. Dinesh is here from, I think, the Trichy Auditors Association, Master Associates. Dinesh, you can please go ahead and ask your question. You can unmute yourself, Dinesh.
One question, eh? One question.
Yeah, we're just coming back to you. I think we are just, you can go ahead and ask your question, and thereafter we'll have Mr. Dinesh as the final question. Kanaka Lakshmi Diamonds, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening to all.
Good evening.
Sir, one doubt, sir. In between, you have talked about TCS, whose turnover is 10 crore less than last year. Okay. Now this year, if the dealer sells more than 50 lakhs to a concern, we have to charge or not, sir? For example, I am not have a turnover in last year 10 crores above. It is below 10 crores. Now I am selling to a dealer whose turnover exceeds 50 lakhs this year.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah,
Rahul is there. Okay.
Sir, for the financial year, the applicability of this section arises only when the turnover during the previous financial year, that is the year 1920, exceeds 10 crores.
Okay, sir.
So where the section itself is not applicable, the question of 50 lakh sales or receipt will not arise.
Okay, sir. But some people in our auditing, they are telling we have to collect 50 lakhs. If you have done a business above 50 lakhs, we have to collect it.
No,
And
no, sir.
If it's so, in the next year, coming year, how it will be there? Same position in the next year, that is financial year 2021.
Sir, the same is the situation. You have to first understand when this section is applicable. The section is applicable, and you can go into the provisions of the section only when, means you are attracted to that section only when your turnover during the previous financial year is in excess of rupees 10 crores.
Okay.
Where it is not in excess of 10 crores, the question of going into the provision and calculating 50 lakhs, 40 lakhs, 60 lakhs will not arise at all.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Vishal, Dinesh has
Thank you so much, I think. Yeah, Mr. Dinesh, please unmute yourself.
Sir, there are one or two private questions coming up on my personal chat. Sir, please understand this is in respect of sale of goods. However, the charging of TCS is only on receipt basis. Suppose say you to one buyer, you sell 90 lakhs of goods. On 90 lakhs sale, immediately you need not collect TCS. You might collect the amount maybe after 1 year or maybe after 6 months. He may pay you after 6 months or 1 year after 3 months. So the liability to collect TCS, you have to calculate TCS only when he pays into your bank account. That too, for that 90 lakhs, first he pays you 40 lakhs, then no TCS. He pays you 20 lakhs, then on 10 lakhs TCS, he pays you balance 30 lakhs, then on 30 lakhs balance TCS. Hope your question, doubt is query is clarified, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Dinesh.
Sir, are you done online, sir? Hello?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sir, I want need a requirement on refund appeal, sir. Is there any provision to apply for refund appeal?
Who is your question addressed to? Is it to CA Rahul?
Is required? Yes, sir. CA Rahul.
So, refund relating to what? What exactly is it?
It's a GST refund, sir. Inverted tax rate structure. Duty. Inverted tax rate duty structure.
Okay. You have. Did you file a refund application? RFP?
Yes, sir. I have filed the refund application, and it has been processed. The order has been came. The order amount which I claimed is lesser than amount. I want to go for appeal. How
you can file an appeal within 90 days of the order. This order is an appealable proceeding.
Okay, sir. This appeal is on offline or online. How we can proceed on?
Sir, in the state in which I am there, now they are not accepting online as yet. So please check in your state. If online that provision is not available, then you will have to file offline.
Okay, sir. In the local council, they are saying no offline appeal should be collected. How can
the
we
respective
proceed?
State governments, going by what our state government issued in the state of Andhra Pradesh, the local state governments have postponed the online filing mechanism until that system is in place. So, I am sure if the online process is not available after your login, then you can certainly file offline, and you can certainly check for the notifications, similar notifications of postponement of online filing of appeal.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Where I can go for DCDO appellant officer or higher officer?
It is the jurisdictional appellate joint commissioner. Which state are you in, sir?
I'm on Tamil Nadu. Yes,
so please go to tngst.gov.in, wherein they will have appellate. They will have commissioners. The hierarchy will be present. Appellate authorities, one column will be there. You click on it, you will find how many appellate authorities are there in your state, and the name of the appellate authority. will be the appellate, will have the appellate jurisdiction.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, CA Rahul. That was a great opportunity for us to have this wonderful session. Not often, I think it happens that our sessions run 15 minutes beyond the scheduled time, but that is a way to describe how interactive the session was. Though we started just 5 minutes past 2, and we are almost now at 4:15, we can definitely say it was one of the very, very interactive sessions, that too on a weekday, because normally we always thought that doing Labhams on Sundays is the most beneficial, where people are able to devote maximum time. But we were pleased to have over 130 participants joining today at the Labham session, and many of them continuing to join and continue at this point of time as well. So I would like to now close this session, because I think it's been a very healthy interaction. With Chairman's permission, if I may go ahead and deliver the vote of thanks.
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Vishal, I think I have.
Yes, Mr. Ramesh.
Chairman, I think Labham session should be extended. It's our request, because it needs more. Number 2, I think it is more getting interacted. We are getting more educated and empowered. I think Chairman
we'll be doing.
Permit. Number 2,
we'll be doing more of other subjects also in the coming weeks. We are having Labham mostly this coming Sunday, and also again the next Sunday before 2020. Before the end of 2020. Yes, Mr. Rahul.
Chairman,
sir, I have one suggestion to all the delegates present on the screen through the chairman, sir. The suggestion is whatever. So please, whenever there is any Labham program, please circulate and bring back questions in advance. If you can collect the questions in advance, then that will be the need-based help that GJC can do to the community. So this is my suggestion.
Yes. Thank you very
Chairman,
much.
Sir, we need a e-invoicing session. I think from January 1st, e-invoicing starting. I think we need some highlight on that, please.
We'll do that. Vishalji, talk to Bhavin Bhai and see what best can be done on e-invoicing, so that we can interact.
Sure. So I think 27th, Bhavin Bhai is there to give the session.
Okay.
We will discuss with him on the subject of e-invoicing, if we can deliver that.
Yeah. So on behalf of GJC, I would like to thank our special invitees today, Mr. Sanjay Agarwal and Mr. Rahul Ji, and along with them, all our GJC members, our COAs and the past chairmen, ZCMs, who are all present today, and also spending their time for more than, as Vishal was saying, spending more than 2 hours, because it's a marathon. And at least when we were all physically present, we would have got some coffee, tea and biscuits, but here nothing was done. So it has to go on and on, but still the momentum was kept. So thank you very much to all of you once again. Over to Vishal.
Thank you so much, sir. I mean, you have almost helped me thank all the speakers, but from my personal end, on behalf of all the participants, I doubly thank them for making this interactive session so very happening. So thank you very much, Agarwal sir. Thank you so much, Rahul ji. And especially to our sponsors, World Gold Council, who is the title sponsor, and MCX Metal and Energy, who is our commodity and exchange partner. Without their support also, we would not be having so many Labham sessions. Apart from this, I also thank Dr. Hygreev, our past chairman, for having joined in for the session today. I'm also grateful to all the participants who have taken out a long time today from their schedule on a weekday. But looking at this, we are encouraged. I think in future we can continue doing some sessions not only on Sundays, but once in a while on weekdays as well. And it would help my colleagues a lot who have been struggling all these past many months to get prepared for the Sunday Labham webinars and whole Saturday also on holidays. They keep working on these seminars to become successful. So many thanks to my colleagues also. And a special thanks to our chairman, who on his birthday definitely continued to spend his time as usual and come on board and be with us throughout the session. So we are ever grateful to you, Chairman sir, for your time, for your efforts, for your all the support that you have extended to us.
Thank you, Ramesh.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ramesh.
On behalf of all, I am extending my best wishes to you and to the speakers especially. And with that, we would like to bring this session to a formal close. Thank you all for joining in. And we will interact once again, 20th and 27th. We have Labham webinars coming up. So thank you for joining us today.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you to all the COAs also who joined us today.
Yes.